Get up, get down with the sickness. Down with the sickness. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Oh no. Southern comic destroys MAGA racists. Interesting.
In just 9 minutes, uncover the shocking truths from
Ezra Klein kind of kills me right now, bro. He kind of kills me right now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have any big problem with him, but really the discourse is kind of dead, bro.
Ooh, Trump is too big. No.
Nice. Who called me at 9:36 a.m., bro? Like, diversity is awesome, bro. Diversity's awesome. Here, I'll do that. I'll put that in the title. Diversity is awesome. Yay. When are we going to talk about the real reason Trump won? Because a bunch of assholes took over. Through the lens of decency politics, honestly, it really is people who are just like, kind of, their tendencies are not like, I'm kind of going by heuristics in a sense of, when you see like a poor kid, if you see a poor kid, what's your first reaction? That's a big part of what's happening here. And for some people, their first reaction is, you know, that kid should get help and community. We should help that kid. We need more community to help take care of that kid. And another reaction is going to be, that kid should get a damn job and work for himself, bro. The kid's a freeloader, idiot, racist. Like, that kid is evil. The kid is literally evil, bro. That's really the point. Yeah. Comic anti-MAGA world needs, apparently. There's a new comic. Where is he? I just saw the video recommended to me. I just saw a video recommended to me. I typed in the title of it.
This world is such a and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. If you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, 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 push, 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 step, 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 crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel.
All right. So, here's one big point here. One big point we got to get down for our future conversations. Bernie AOC rallies. Yeah, I guess I would just have people call in and give them my version of the arguments, right? And see how people respond to them. So, in politics, people are not going to be political experts or policy experts. So the moral foundation they have, which I don't mean morality like a nerd would say it, but just morals in terms of, you see a poor kid and, you know, a liberal or someone on the left might say, okay, we need to give that kid help, understanding. Someone on the right might say, well, it's their parents' jobs. We don't got to help them. That kid should get a damn job. It's a level of empathy you have for other people, and just like a directional way you view the world. And Tupac here, I actually did not watch this yet. I never saw this. But I guess he talks about Donald Trump and greed in America. So my first reaction.
This world is such a and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel like instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted. And we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, you know, everybody need a little help on their way to being, you know, self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? That's
See, bro, this is the message we need. No more crush everything, try to step on other people, push other people away, be isolated from community. No more just like dividing the people on Earth on the basis of skin color, gender, whatever it might be, religion. More coming together. You can recognize what happened in the past without hating each other from both sides. And yeah, this is a clear point, man. I love this. I know Tupac said a lot of stuff like this, but it's a good foundation on how you should be messaging in general, to be honest.
Whole thing about the album, about the Special Olympics. Everybody need a little something, and
we're not saying not to work hard. We're saying there is a power structure in society, and the people at the top just want to, you know, crush everyone in their path to getting more money, more money, me, gimme, like Tupac says, push other people away, crush them. And if you're at the bottom, you might need a little bit more support, but don't not work hard. Keep on working hard. Definitely keep working hard. But also, we need to recognize how the world actually works. Why are people in certain positions? Don't blame them. Offer a helping hand. Don't approach people with malice.
To be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity.
And anyone who's being truthful about being successful, every single person who's successful, not only if you have like rich parents or if you have rich friends, but also somewhere along the line, if you're successful, someone somewhere gave you a lucky break. And if someone didn't give you a lucky break, then YouTube came along, someone else built a platform that you can use. And if that didn't happen, people shared your videos, people shared your platform, people supported your business, people gave you an opportunity. Somewhere along the way, you got lucky. It's okay to say we can both work hard and also get lucky. Those are two things that can exist in the same world.
And struggle, and then you became independent. Yep. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then he need to help them. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it need to be real. And it need to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is
very basic, bro. Very basic. You don't got to be too wordy about it. It's messed up. We got people competing for dumbass awards and lotteries and Powerballs, going on reality television, embarrassing themselves for a chance at winning money, talking about they want to help their kids try to find treatment for cancer and a bunch of other illnesses, and helping kids get food and be able to have proper schooling. That should not be things we're having on some type of lottery. We should have cut that shit out right away. Gambling in general, like, I mean, at a societal level, at a state level, a governmental level, why does the government use gambling, to provide basic services to people? Like, why are we at the bottom working our asses off, and now we have to, wager the money we get, working for shit wages, for the hopes of one person winning? And when that one person wins, that's not helping no one. That's not helping anyone.
It's just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1 million, $1 billion, and then there's people starving. There's no...
Well, didn't Tupac also say the world was going to open up and take all the rich people? He said something like that, right? That's a quote from, I think that's a quote Tupac said. Did he say that?
Wait, there's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers.
All the super yachts, bro. The working class in America siding with all the super yacht guys that have all these big ass yachts worth more than 1,000 lifetimes of your work. And you're going to celebrate them because they tell you to be mad at black people, mad at DEI. We know what DEI means. Mad at gay people, mad at trans people. And they'll be on a yacht party and profiting from your data when you buy a product from their advertisements and you vote for their candidate who's going to deregulate their taxes and lower their taxes and deregulate their companies so they can screw more people over.
Pants.
We say to people that say, well, they earned it. Now you go out and you're earning it.
And the interviewer is asking, what about people that say they earned it?
Pants.
We say to people that say, well, they earned it. Now you go out and you're earning it.
If they earned it, then I think that that's good, and I think that they deserve it. But even if you earned it, you still owe. Because look at me, I don't have that.
I love that, bro. I gotta write this down. Even if you earned it, you still owe. The system, the society, the communities that allowed you to be successful, that gave you the platform or the opportunity to be successful. None of us exist in a vacuum. None of us exist not being affected by those around us. So all of us, if we're successful, every person before us led to that. Every person around us led to that in one way or another. I like that a lot. Even if you earned it, you still owe.
Mega money, but I feel guilty walking by somebody.
Bro, you know what's funny though? It really is about empathy. It's about how you feel about seeing another person. If you approach conversations with malice, if you approach it with selfishness and isolation, and I guarantee you, I'm not against Christianity at all, or any religion really, but I guarantee you in America, Christians are far more likely, especially in the Republican Party. Many Christians will say that what's mine is mine. I'm gonna keep it. I earned it. They won't even thank God for it. They won't even appreciate God's earth. They're gonna say, drill for more oil, bro. Drill for more oil so I could play more Flappy Bird on my phone and make it to the casino and so I could gamble on DraftKings and FanDuel while I'm watching NFL. Like,
because look at me, I don't have that mega money, but I feel guilty walking by somebody. I got to give them some mail. And if I know I got $3,000 in my pocket, I feel like it's wrong to give that person a quarter.
Yeah, bro, that's like, it's how when people say like Elon Musk is a good guy, he's just doing it for us. No, they're addicted to money, bro. They're addicted to money. There's a reason he's up there trying to cut benefits from the poorest among us. They're addicted to money, bro. They're addicted to money. The fact they even have that much money shows they have something wrong with them, honestly.
For $1, it's wrong. Only you know what you got in your pocket, and that's wrong. No matter what they do, if they take it and drink it, they take it and drink it. But I mean, you got. You understand? And we all know how hard it is, and it's not about if you good or you bad. So since it's not about if you good or you bad, we know that because he don't got, don't mean he was bad, or don't mean he's a criminal, or don't mean he's crazy, or a drug addict, or none of that. It just means he don't got. And ain't it bad that you got 30? I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million
and still wanting more, bro?
$32 million
and still complaining?
And this person has nothing?
But bro, the rich took all the risk. They took all the risk, bro. It's super risky. They leverage their capital in risky markets. So no.
And you can sleep?
I hate that argument, bro. I hate that people call into my show saying that shit, bro. They leverage that they risk all their money in the risky markets, bro. Yeah, they're risking their money in financial markets, and they'll be fine if they fail. But for real people, you have kids, you have family. If you mess up once, you're done. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you're poor, you're done if you mess up once. You get one shot, maybe one. You're lucky if you get one shot. If you're rich kids, you get like 50,000. You get unlimited shots, and you're guaranteed success already. I can't stand people from the working class calling in like they earned it. Elon Musk is a superhero. Like, name one thing the guy invented. He does the rockets. No, he doesn't. He just tries to take money from poor kids. Okay, I'll take calls in a second. I do a call-in show on YouTube. If you watch this back on YouTube, I go live around 9 p.m. Eastern time most nights. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I will
You
take
can
phone
still
calls
go to the
in a
movies
few
about.
minutes.
I mean,
Not
and
Nate.
then these
Wait,
these
one
are the type
second.
of people that get humanitarian awards, millionaires. How can they be humanitarians by the fact that they millionaires and there's so many poor
Bro.
people shows how unhumane they are.
That's one of the big things too. Philanthropy actually started off when you say you're going to be philanthropic and be like, I'm going to give money to the people around the world. It's really a way for us to kiss rich people's asses to boost their public persona. That's how it started. That's how it's been. You know, but now the current billionaires want to be respected because they're billionaires. They want us to view them as gods now, the billionaires. But yeah, that's crazy too. Yeah, they get all the Nobel Peace Prizes and all these big awards. Thank you, Bill Gates, for buying things we should be doing as a society. We should not need a billionaire to put that money around.
You know what I'm saying? And
Then we gotta kiss your ass.
Not saying that when I'm never gonna be rich, and you know what I'm saying, but I'm saying it's a struggle, and I think everybody deserves. And I think there's a way to pay these people. I think there is a way. It just takes to be revolutionary, and it takes to do something out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if we just said, okay, I got an idea. No more porno buildings. You know what I'm saying? Let's build houses. Or no more polo games. Let's build houses for poor people. You know what I'm saying? Or, look, okay, I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house. And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms and you know there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me.
Yeah, bro, the suburbs, you'll have a lot of rooms empty in these houses. Rooms that don't have anything in them. I need to borrow this if I run for some type of office, bro. I need to borrow this. Like this language is what you need. We need to shift the moral underpinnings of our current culture and society. And then the policy will follow.
It don't. And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees.
Bro, I hate when people post their Christmas trees on with all the gifts under it on social media. You just make all the poor kids feel like shit. Look at all the gifts I got my kiddo. Like, great. Thank you for showing all the other kids that God and Santa don't like them.
All the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and then somebody's starving. And they're having a white Christmas. They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole 9. That's not fair to me.
It's really cool how most black celebrities, especially that many white people like, you know, the white people that say, like, they hear Snoop Dogg, like, yeah, this is that real rap from back in the day. I used to listen to NWA and Snoop Dogg and LL Cool J. Mama used to knock you out. I love rap, dude. The new rap is just all about, like, it's crazy they say new rap's about violence and, like, crazy. They just can't understand the new rap, to be honest. They cannot understand it. But anyway, it's funny how a lot of these black celebrities, most of them are like revolutionaries. And even Martin Luther King Jr. being revolutionary and being completely whitewashed from, you know, what he actually said with the way that America remembers him. Yeah, but we need some of this language now. I mean, that's what we need our society to believe in. Just do stuff for other people. Less selfishness. Less materialism. Care about the world. Right now we're going completely backwards in every way. Speaking the truth. Yeah, this is Tupac. Please drop a like, subscribe. Hit subscribe, drop a like, all that kind of stuff. You know where to donate if you want to donate. Jolah Politics. I'm going to take phone calls now. Thank you for joining me. Drop a like. Share this on any subreddits you're on it or any Facebook pages. Share it to your family members if you have any family or friends. Have them join the channel.
Call from
Join us in the comment section. Hello?
Hi.
What's up?
I just seen your YouTube channel, scrolling through the YouTube shorts.
Yeah, man, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I was just talking. So why don't you like Trump?
He wants to go to war with Canada, bro.
Because they've been ripping us off for years, and we don't need any of their stuff.
Yeah, how old are you? What grade are you in?
What?
What grade are you in?
I'm actually graduated.
Sure.
What do you mean by like that?
So graduated from like middle school?
No, high school.
Oh, cool. Sure. So yeah, what's your favorite
At least
who's your favorite What's your favorite policy? Like name like what's your favorite thing in politics? Like are you a big politics viewer? Do you watch a lot of politics?
Yep.
Who do you watch?
Oh, I watch Fox News. I watch MSNBC. I watch independent groups, podcasts, all of the above.
Independent groups like what?
Depends on the day. I've
What
been
kind
watching
of
you.
you watch Tim Pool?
What?
You watch Tim Pool?
No, I don't know who he is.
Are you the same kid that usually calls in?
So, same kid who what?
Usually calls in?
What does that mean?
Are you the same kid?
Same kid who what?
Are you
I've
the
never
kid that
called
usually
him
calls
before.
in? Okay, you never did?
No.
Okay, so like I have a question. So in society right now, do you think the super rich people have too much money?
No, because they've worked their tails off to make the money. So like, let them have the money, let them spend it, let them do whatever they want with it, because they worked to that point.
So how do you define work? So like if someone works in a coal mine and they're dirt poor, are they not working hard?
No, they're working hard. They're just not earning probably not as much money, or they're not making smart financial decisions.
Okay, so like just by wages, what wages are considered? I would say in my life, the hardest jobs I had were working maintenance, or being a delivery driver, or working in like a fast food place. It's probably the hardest jobs I've had, just because it's stressful. You get paid like shit. You have no chances for going up at all. But the thing is, when you're a business owner, you make money from other people's work. So you don't really do much once you own a lot of things, especially because most business owners, a lot of them, were born into wealth. So they didn't really work for it. They kind of moved money around, got lucky in the stock market, gambled a little bit, and now they were able to, grow big companies, which you could say it's a skill for sure. In my opinion, though, that doesn't mean they should be able to own society. They should not be able to own the government. So I think at a certain point, we should probably tax them a little bit more, or at least break up their company so they can't control the entire world, so we can give a better chance for working people to also be, entrepreneurs, to also support their families, to also be able to work and provide and have healthcare without going completely insane.
So, how do you? Who do you think has done that then? How you think somebody has a lot of money and they're controlling the world? Like, give me an example. Are you going to say Elon?
Well, that is a perfect example. He spends a lot of money.
Okay.
He tries to pay voters directly, and now he's basically co-president. But also, just in general, we could look at Bezos, Zuckerberg. Every rich person, they spend their money. They support certain politicians who then give them favors in government. And government is supposed to be against, or at least be separate from private companies, because government is supposed to protect the American people from corrupt companies. If you have a chance to look back, look up Teddy Roosevelt. He was a Republican in the early 1900s, and he came in at a time where it was called the Gilded Age. I know they call it the Golden Age now, but it was called the Gilded Age, or Gilded Age. Teddy Roosevelt, he talked about how we needed to break up the big companies because they were killing all competition. They owned everything. They had child labor. The factories were disgusting where they produced our food. So look up Teddy Roosevelt and look at trust busting and monopoly busting, and look at the values that he had back then. That'd be my biggest recommendation.
Okay. So, question. So, do you buy off Amazon?
Do I do what?
Do you buy things off Amazon, or do you?
I try not to if I can.
Okay, so have you ever bought off Tesla? I mean, off of Amazon?
Have I ever bought a Tesla off of Amazon?
No, sorry, I was thinking about Elon, but I don't think you've ever bought a Tesla, so I was thinking Amazon.
I have used Amazon before.
Okay, so you're supporting people who have made a business, and you started out with college books, and he was probably dirt poor, but then he grew, he came over time, and now he's worth billions of dollars. That's just, why would you want to tax somebody who's worked hard?
It's about corruption. It's about freedom. It's about not having power concentrated, or like it's about one person having too much power. We never want one person to have too much power. Even if you do a good job, he's worth what, $250 billion? Yeah, definitely.
Why?
I think we should have power separated between more people, not concentrated in one area. So like Jeff Bezos, because we're talking about him really quick, he's worth $250 billion, and he has so many companies. You can argue Amazon is, a monopoly in many areas. They own a lot of different companies. If you're very successful, that's really cool, but I don't think you need to have 5 million times more money than the average person. I don't think you need to make, I think, how many $1 million do you think Jeff Bezos makes per day? I just feel like at a certain level, it's a freedom
So you
thing
think
because
that
you can't
people,
spend that much money.
so you think people who are just going to sit at home and do nothing and they're not getting taxed hard, they should, for the people who are working hard, we should just hand them our paychecks, hand them our money, and just say, oh, it's okay, we feel bad for you, you're dirt poor. Like you were talking about how kids who take pictures under the Christmas tree with kids who don't get presents, that's so sad, but some people need to, like, they can, like people who are, like, let's say down by our local Walmart, they're asking for money. I get it, but you can go and get a job. Like there's a McDonald's down the road. There's a whole bunch of new opportunities that they can do to
I wouldn't
make
consider
money.
McDonald's an opportunity, though. That's really bad wages, bad working conditions. You can't raise a family on McDonald's. You can't afford an apartment on McDonald's. You can't
Well, I
get
know,
health
but
care.
you can.
So we're talking about just
can work
basic
up.
things so someone can live. So someone can live a life and have
Can-
basic necessities
you
like
not-
health care, food, and housing. I'm not talking about like
Well,
Christmas
yeah.
presents. I'm saying we should have basic
Well,
support. And there's a lot of working people right now, by the way, who don't have health care. They don't have health care. They get paid shit wages, and their employer treats them like shit. And we should be protecting those people and
the
helping
weird
them.
thing is, though, is I like how the Biden administration, how they're all worried about people taxing the wealthy and not taxing. They're giving the money to the people who are dirt poor. But the weird thing is when you're giving them money, what happens to our grocery prices? Like they didn't do anything about that, so everything went up. So like that just doesn't. You're making one thing better and then making one thing worse. Trump's trying to fix that. Even though we're on the edge of a recession, I think that's kind of a sketchy decision. But if maybe he could be a little more tolerant instead of taxing Canada, but we need to bring all that money in, and that brings in new economic growth. And then yeah, like with the Department of Education, like just it made me sick figuring out how much money they took from our teachers, and our teachers didn't even know about that. Basically, the Democrats were
what do you
using
mean money they took from our
propaganda.
teachers?
Yeah. So the Department of Education, they were taking money and they were using it for not even like climate change places in like Nepal, like not even a country I can even pronounce, or like teaching education in different countries around the world.
So there's
Isn't that
no
weird?
evidence the Department of Education was taking money from any teachers. Their job is to basically handle like student loans and giving grants out to colleges or to high schools that are in impoverished areas, like poor areas. But they don't do anything with curriculum or.
Sorry, go ahead. Don't want to interrupt you.
No, but like Department of Education doesn't do anything when it comes to curriculum or when it comes to like moving funds around. They just follow a very specific set of things. They actually are not that exciting at all.
What do you mean by that? Like, did you support the Department of Education?
Yeah.
Give me a couple, or just give me one reason why the Department of Education is better than not having one.
Because for poor schools in America, if you live in a poor area, the public school is very underfunded and kids have worse outcomes. The teachers get paid worse. The teachers have a lot of kids in one classroom they can't handle. The Department of Education helped spread funding out, and it helped give grants to poor schools to make sure there were more fair opportunities for poor kids if they do work hard to be able to go through school and be educated and eventually find a job. They also help fund those who might have accessibility requirements. So, for example, someone with a disability, can now go to public school, and if they have accommodations they need, it can also help with that. But yeah, it's in terms of like the federal Department of Education, they just handled funds pretty much. And there were like broad policies, but the states themselves handle most of what they actually teach in schools and actual policy.
Are you scared that since we just demolished the Department of Education, that our test scores, everything is going to go down the drain, or do you think it's going to stay? It's going to get better? Just yes or no.
It'll get worse.
Okay, so I don't think it can get worse because the U.S. puts the most money into our education, and which is a waste of tax money. And it says here the U.S. ranks behind many other developed nations. Developed. Isn't that crazy that once we destroy the Department of Education, that if all that money we're going to save, we can look and see like our test scores will go up because you're going to look at it and be like, oh, that's weird, because all the red counties, if you look at it, all the red counties have a higher test percentage score than even bigger blue counties.
That's
wanna-
not true.
you wanna-
Republican areas have far lower test scores, and Republican states have lower test scores than blue states.
Where's the proof?
I could look up the numbers on literacy, for example. Red states have much lower
Okay.
literacy rates.
Okay, so the Department of Education, our budget, they spend probably about $79 billion a year. Okay, $79 billion. Where that money is probably going, it's not doing any good. How is it doing any good if our education system sucks?
Because the education itself is set state by state. So like blue states have better education because the
Okay.
states run education. The Department of Education just
why
helped get poor areas more funding to help it be more equal. But
So
now,
why are they-
since
why-
it's gone, poor areas are going to suffer more. Like poor areas are going to be shit out of luck. And if your child needs excessive, like if your child has a disability, the child's also shit out of luck. If they actually did kill it, but they did not really kill it. So like Congress would need to sign a law, to get rid of it. The president can't just do that. It's not within their constitutional power to just get rid of it.
Okay, so I was gonna say, so the money that we're spending on for these poor cities, if the Democrats, if they're so sad and butthurt about the Department of Education getting abolished or soon to be abolished, then why are they so sad about it? Then that they can get the money and distribute it to the poor people instead of having it go through three. It's just gonna go straight to them. Why? There's probably gonna be more
It's not
money.
going straight to them. The taxes did not change at the federal level, so now we're going to be paying the same amount of federal taxes in, but we're going to be getting back less from the federal government actually. So there's no proof the states are getting the funding back, that they're going to be losing through this.
Well, I just think that if you take the Department of Education out, then you're going to get all that money going to different states.
And also the U.S. spends more money on average than other countries because we have a lot more private education, and our families pay. We have a lot more private schools in America versus those countries. Those countries actually are more top down with the government. So the states that rank up, or the countries that rank above the U.S. have more big government in education, far more big government, far more national standards. They're far more controlling with the government. To make sure that schools are more equitably funded, to make sure there's no schools that are just like, completely drained of resources or schools that have too many. So that's one of the reasons why Canada and Europe will have higher test scores, more equal access, and it'll be, even the college in Europe is largely subsidized or free versus in America where it costs tons of money.
Okay, so one thing though. So do you think, this is just a theory, but I was thinking, how like we're going to ban, or it is banned, pride flags out of our classrooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they should belong in our classrooms?
I don't see a problem with it.
Why? You don't think that our
Because?
national flag, our one national flag that if people are all complaining about, that they can just, like Taylor Swift, all of these big celebrities, they didn't want to, they said if Trump was elected, they're going to leave. Why aren't they leaving?
Because I don't know. I don't know what those individual
they were
celebrities
just-
said. I don't really care about celebrities though. I'm not a Trump
Okay,
voter.
good.
I don't care about celebrities' opinions. I would not vote for a celebrity for president, for example. But like the pride flags in schools, like there are states that are banning pride flags, and you're still allowed to have a Nazi flag in school. Even from a historical perspective, teaching about issues that have to do with
You're
gay
not allowed
people
to
is
have an
completely fine.
No. Gay people don't belong. They don't. I'm sorry to tell you, they don't.
Hell yeah, good job, buddy. Where do you get that opinion from?
There's two genders, okay, and guess what they are?
Well,
This is it.
gay. You could be gay with two genders, by the way, because you can still be a man and like men. So genders are not the
Yeah,
same as gay.
No, like trans guys, trans lesbians.
So are you
trans-
okay with people being gay?
Yeah, I think sure. I guess I made that point kind of wrong, but yeah, I think people
Okay.
can. And
If you are
think
gay
people,
and you're watching this,
I think-
he approves of you being gay.
I think
You're
people,
allowed to.
I think people who like express they're gay, or like people during Black Lives Matter expressed all this, they don't belong. But if you're like if you're not expressing it, I feel like that's fine. Like if you're just gonna live like, if you want to, like you're
Oh,
promoting
so you can be
peace,
gay,
right?
but you can't tell anyone. You can't tell anyone that you're gay.
No, like not like go and protest. Like we don't need that. Like throwing over cop cars, burning an American flag. I don't think we need that.
Wait. Calm down for a second. I'm talking about just normal ass people. They're normal people in our communities who happen to be gay.
Yeah.
They're normal people. Like Fox News does not show you what you like. I want you to go outside and talk to people.
No,
like don't look at Fox News for this
they
stuff.
belong.
They do
100%
belong?
they belong. Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Do you think they belong?
Yes, I think gay and trans people both belong.
No, I don't think trans people. God gave them a body and they destroyed it. Isn't that sad?
Would you also be in favor of banning tattoos and plastic surgery and like dental work and braces?
No, actually.
You would? Okay, would you be in favor of banning any medical procedure that alters your body?
No.
Why?
I think that why would you want to ban that? That's
because why would you ruin the body God gave you, bro?
That's not ruining it. That's that's fixing it. Braces, making
Yeah.
it
For trans
better.
people, it's fixing it for them too. It's fixing it for them. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but like trans people, we don't need them like.
I mean, by your logic, we should ban every medical procedure that touches the human body at all, because God gave you a body. So if you have cancer, you got to keep the tumor in there, because God made everyone perfect. If God made you perfect, because honestly, getting rid of the tumor inside you is admitting God did not make you perfect, I think.
I didn't say that. If that God made us all perfect, we all have disabilities, and that's beautiful.
We all have disabilities. Okay.
Yeah. We all have our cons and pros. That's what makes us beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
I support trans people.
Okay.
Because trans people are people. They are normal.
That's probably one of your disabilities.
Yeah, I guess so. If being a mature adult that can be, understanding of people that I talk to and interact with in real life instead of just watching Fox News like a brainless toddler, then yeah, I do have a disability. Thank you.
I don't just watch Fox News, but what's wrong with Fox News?
Congrats. Yeah. Do you want to end on any point? You want a final statement for the chat? Yeah. What do you want chat to know? What do you want everyone to know here? All right. You were cutting.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night, man. I love the kids. The kids are in a great place. Oh, God. See, it's sad because like that kid's views are not fully formed at all. I mean, even within the conversation, he's like triple guessing himself. Like, gay people don't belong. I mean, they do belong, but they don't. And it's like you should never alter the body God gave you. Oh, so like if you have cancer, you can't like fix it? But no, like that's not what I mean. Oh crap! I just called two people. Hello?
Hello?
Wait a second. Not doing that. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Going all right. How are you?
Doing all right. What do you want to talk about, man?
I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Ukraine.
Ukraine. Thank you, Jeremy, for becoming a supporter tier. Thank you so much, Jeremy. YouTube memberships are $3 in YouTube. $3. I made it cheap enough for the Jolah Talks to grow. So yeah, thank you, Jeremy, for the supporter tier membership. Please drop a like on the stream, subscribe. If you want to donate to Jolah Politics on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, that's very appreciated, or on the coffee link that you can see. But yeah, thank you guys. Okay, you want to talk about Ukraine? What about Ukraine?
Or we can talk about trans kids, whatever you want, dude.
I'd rather talk about DEI.
DEI, let's do that.
I love DEI.
Okay, me too. Should I DEI
okay,
is not a good...
pick a topic. Pick Ukraine or DEI, whichever one you want to talk about.
Let's do DEI, dude. DEI is great.
Awesome. You go ahead.
What's your defense of DEI?
DEI provides for equal opportunity employment opportunities for all people, regardless of race, gender, skin color, sex, whatever it might be. It's equal opportunity.
Define equal.
If you're hiring for a job, you give the applications to all communities equally. So everyone has an equal opportunity to apply for the job, and so people that have merit from underserved communities can have a chance to get a job. So a good DEI example would be like Jackie Robinson.
Hold on a second, but is that what DEI is today?
Yeah, it still is.
Is it? So if you have two people, a white person and a black person, they have very similar scores on everything. You have the same people who applied for it. Very similar. The white guy has one thing a little better. The black guy gets the job because he's black. That's equal, and that's merit.
That would not be DEI.
That is exactly what DEI is, and that's what's happened with our
Nope, that is not
airport.
DEI. That'd be like affirmative action or quotas.
Well,
That's
okay.
not DEI.
Define equity.
Equity, for example, would be, okay, and you could take skin color out of it. This kid is a poor kid from a really shitty area, okay, with gang violence, and he barely has a public school. The public school has no funding. This kid got 1,100 on his SAT, all right? And then there's another kid, doesn't matter what skin color. This person is from a rich school. His parents paid $50,000 for SAT tutors, and he's at a super well-funded private school, paying tuition, and he got a 1,300 on his SAT. And you're going to be accepting them into college. You have one more spot left. You might say, from equity perspectives, you have a more holistic application. You might want to do like an essay, maybe have an interview with them versus going just off their SAT scores or GPA. Like, okay, maybe the person from the poor area had to fight through a lot more to get their 1,100, which might be way more impressive, especially in my experience. My experience has shown this to be 100% true. That rich kid that has a lot of SAT tutoring might not be nearly as good of a student as that kid that had to fight for everything in his entire life. So equity would mean I'm going to look at both of these situations and realize, okay, if we only have rich kids at this school, you might want to allow more poor kids into the school. Or if we have only white kids in the school, you might want to look at, okay, why are there no black kids in the school? Is it because there's no black kids who are able to be in the school, or are there other systemic reasons why we're not looking in these communities, or why the test scores might be lower?
And so you're saying that this is what happens in colleges. They just look at more black kids and let them in. They don't.
No, okay,
higher
that would be affirmative action with colleges. That's affirmative action. That's not DEI.
Okay,
DEI is not affirmative action.
what is in practice when we're talking about DEI. So you can give a definition of DEI that is not currently being implemented, but what is being implemented and called DEI is affirmative action.
No, even after affirmative action was struck down, okay, when California had no more affirmative action, and when the Supreme Court decided that, there were still DEI offices. They still did DEI even after affirmative action was gone.
Okay, so are you telling me that in colleges currently, Asian kids do not need to have higher scores than black kids or Hispanic kids? White kids do not need to have higher scores than black kids or Hispanic kids. Are you saying that is not the case currently?
I'm saying due to the court ruling, they no longer have affirmative action.
That's not what I'm saying. Is that currently what happens in colleges?
Not anymore because of the court case, which does matter, that killed affirmative action. That'd be affirmative action that you're saying.
Okay, so you're saying that within the last 5 years, that is not how colleges have handled their admissions.
Well, before the legal case that made it illegal, yeah.
So you're talking about the one that was like 6 months ago?
I'm talking about in America, DEI exists without affirmative action because they're different things.
Okay. Well, they're not different things.
They are explicitly different things. I literally studied this in college. They are very different things. I work with offices in colleges that do admissions. I know these are different freaking things because I work with it hands-on, bro.
So
they're very different things.
That within the last 5 years, they have not had different test scores for different
They
races.
have done that, but I told you what the rationale is behind that. Is it perfect?
Okay.
Do I agree with affirmative action? No.
That is not DEI.
That is not DEI. It's a different thing. But the rationale I gave before, if you have a poor kid, okay, a poor kid from a shitty area has to survive violence and no schooling, he gets a decent test score. But someone that's from a rich area that has $50,000 in SAT tutoring and has a nanny when they're growing up, that person with a higher test score might not be as valuable as a student. So we want to open our horizons to allow some working class kids a chance to go to nice colleges. That's the whole point of that.
You're defining DEI as something different than it is in practice. I get that.
That's not what it is in practice. You are just making up your own definitions. DEI is like equal opportunity employment. Yo, brother, you know DEI includes like poor rural whites too. It includes veterans.
Okay.
It includes disabled. Like you realize that.
Yeah, but also includes different test scores for people of different skin color.
That's affirmative action. You are saying things that are
Wait.
not true.
But you're saying affirmative action was struck down. Are you talking about 6 months ago when it was struck down? Or are you talking about 20 years ago when it was struck down? Because within the last 5 years, DEI has definitely been
The case
happening,
that made
and it has been
California, you know what California did when affirmative action was no longer an option?
Yeah, they started looking at smaller details to like in their essays about how
They went to ban legacy admissions because that is another way to help discrimination in society is to ban legacy admissions because you don't just get in because you have money or connections.
I'm sure they did a ton of things.
So part of DEI is there's equal opportunity.
We have not gone back to this. You're saying that DEI is not affirmative action, but affirmative action was struck down 20 years ago. But you're saying that DEI or that affirmative action-like practices have taken place in the last 5 years in colleges under the pretext of DEI, but that's not how you define it.
Colleges still had DEI after affirmative action was struck down.
Yeah, and it was affirmative action. They just called it DEI. Because you're defining
affirmative action.
DEI as something that is different in your definition than it is in practice. In practice, DEI is affirmative action. In your definition, it might not be.
No, it's not. That's not what it is in practice. That's an extension built off of those concepts, but it's not DEI. So legally speaking, at the federal level, when Trump rescinds orders from the civil rights movement that says equal opportunity employment is a must, you cannot discriminate based on race. That is a DEI.
No, I know that's not DEI, but you guys are saying
that is legitimately DEI. That is DEI.
Not discriminating based on race is not DEI. DEI is the exact opposite of that. It is.
No, it isn't. You are wrong about your definitions. That is not what it is.
Then why are we talking about DEI at all? Because 80 years ago.
What do you say DEI is discrimination based on class?
I would say that that's irrelevant to the conversation that the country.
No, it's not irrelevant because DEI only like 10% goes to like race issues. The rest of it is veterans and class issues. And disabilities. That's by far the most of DEI.
Okay. Dude, that is ridiculous.
I'm sorry the facts offend you, dumbass. I'm sorry the facts offend you, your little dumbass brain that can't comprehend facts. But these are the actual facts, and you can make a loud noise to be like, this guy's offended. But no, you don't understand the facts of the world. Now tell me what you think DEI actually was in 1960. How is that different from DEI now?
I'm saying that we have a merit-based system which removes race from everything, removes class from everything. That is not equity. Equity is the end result is the same for all of these different groups.
Equity is equal opportunity. That's equal opportunity. That's not outcomes. Equality of outcome is different. Equity just means that you're going to take into account different scenarios. So, for example, equality would be, for example, you give applications for a job to poor and rich areas. That's equality. But equity would say, okay, this poor kid fought through a lot of shit. We might want to give them a chance over the rich kid that's a snotty asshole every once in a while.
Yeah, it's the end result. You are trying to make the end the same for every group.
It's not the end result. It's equal opportunity. It means we're going to start at the same place in the race. It means if a kid, and I went to school with billionaires, by the way. I went to school with literal billionaires. It means that I get a chance to go to the same college, even though all the billionaires can buy their ways in. That's what equity means.
You're defining equity, you're saying equality, but equity and equality are two different things.
No, I'm telling you the real definitions. I work with this stuff very intimately. You sound like I know you sound great to like Trump supporters, but you sound dumb when it comes to the actual words. Equity means we are starting from the same place in the race. So in a 100-yard dash, if I'm starting at the 150 meters and someone's starting at 110 meters, it means we're both going to start at the same place in the race, like in a college.
No, dude.
That's what equity means.
Equity is that a dude with a broken leg who can only run 5 feet starts at the beat. It was like they start the race at the same time so they can both cross the finish line together. Equality is we both start at the.
No, objectively, that's not what it is. Equality is being able to run the race. Equality is being able to run the race. But equity means you're going to be starting at somewhat of a fair position. Equity is the true fairness. Equity is true meritocracy by definition.
Okay, so then why do you need equity if we have equality?
Because if you're a poor kid from a poor area, you're going to inherently have less access to things like schooling than someone from a rich area. So if we want to have someone in college, and we want working class people to have a chance to come to college, even if their parents are poor, and if they grow up around with shit education around violence, then we might give them an opportunity to show that they are able to be holistic students through interviews, through essays, other methods to decide if they're going to be good in college, other than just the test scores, versus the ultra rich people who have okay. If you don't understand the difference between growing up in a rich family versus a poor family, then you're completely out of touch.
Well, dude, you grew up in a rich family. I grew up in a poor family.
I grew up in a dirt poor family, asshole. I grew up in a dirt poor family. Yeah, I grew up in a very poor family. You can't say that with this. I'm sorry, I know the big boy words. You could pick up a Google too. We all have the internet.
Billionaire liberals. Like, that's the most, like...
Yeah, because I was there on a fucking DEI program, dumbass. I was there because I was a poor rural white, and I got in. I had a chance to compete with these kids because I had a chance to actually get in. I had a chance to actually get in and compete with them, and I'm way smarter than their asses are, but they had better SAT scores because they had nannies and a lot of funding, so they could pay for SAT tutoring. So I'm an example of DEI because I had a chance to go to the same schools, and I excelled. I beat them. I beat their asses, but they started off in better position because they had rich parents. That's not how the world should work. That's not meritocracy. You should not have a chance to be successful just because you have a rich parent. It should be for every kid to have the same chance regardless of background, based on merit.
Keep talking. So why wouldn't merit just include I'm a poor kid who had to work my way up? That is merit. That is included.
Okay, no,
okay. That is not included in equity. Equity is we're giving extra points to people.
No, it's not extra points. It's not extra points. It's
literally is extra points, dude. Like, when people are getting hired to be airline pilots and qualified airline pilots are getting... Are
you stupid? Do you really think they hire unqualified airline pilots? Do you follow Charlie Kirk? You follow Charlie Kirk, don't you?
Hey, I'm not saying unqualified. I'm saying less qualified.
Oh, bro, I guarantee you that does not happen.
Less qualified.
If anything, the black pilots are probably more qualified. There's actually a better chance the black pilots are more qualified because they had to work through more things to get to that place on average.
Okay, so you're saying black pilots are more qualified because of the color?
Yeah, in most professional areas, if there's a black person in a very high position, they usually work their ass off to get there because, like, right now, for example.
Yeah, I agree, which is why we always loved seeing black people as pilots 10 years ago, but now that's not the case. Now it's
Nothing changed. That's why we call you racist, because you're denying basic reality to keep your perceived notions alive.
What was it? American Airlines. They were giving the test answers to minorities. There's a huge lawsuit going on right now about this because they were trying to meet equity quotas. Do you know what an equity quota is?
Quotas are not legal.
Oh, well, they have them everywhere. They've had them for the last 5 years.
I can't find. Okay, where's the story? Where's the story at? Where's the story?
Oh, maybe it's not American Airlines, but I'll try.
Where's the story? I'm trying to see.
Go ahead and talk, dude, and I will look it up.
Okay, yeah, find me the article where they are giving test scores to black people so we can hire unqualified pilots.
Yeah, 1 second.
See, this is why we call you racist, because you're assuming that if a pilot is gonna be black, it's because they got some type of like free pass. That's where the racism comes in. And I'm explaining what the actual words mean to you, but you won't accept the actual definitions of equity, equality.
Here we go.
Wild.
Here we go. DEI activist shares air controller exam answers with minority candidates.
Okay, where's the story at?
Well, I can tell you that it was National Black Coalition of the Federal Aviation Employees, Shelton Snow.
Shelton?
No. So, I'm sorry, dude. You can call me racist all you want. I really don't give a shit, but your equity bullshit is saying that black people are less qualified and less able to do things, so we need to give them a leg up. I would define that as racist, and I would say you are the racist.
We are not giving a benefit to black people to make sure they are successful when they are not deserving of it. That is not happening.
Here, we have the colleges who are like needing lower test scores for people based on their skin color.
I told you how that works. They do it for poor white kids too. It's not based on skin color. It's for poor white kids too. It's for whites too. It's for whites too. It's for any minority group. It's for any minority group or any underprivileged group or any underserved group. It's for white kids too. White kids get this too. Veterans get this too. By the way, veterans get this too. Veterans are DEI. Veterans are DEI. Those with disabilities are DEI as well. So do you hate poor white kids? Do you hate veterans? Do you hate those who have disabilities? You don't want them to have equal access, not equal opportunities?
Look, dude, my dad's Hispanic, and when I went to college,
I don't care what your dad is. Why would I care? I don't do DEI here, dude. He doesn't get bonus points for that. Like, chill.
Get into college easier. I put it on my application for college because it meant I would get into college easier. Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it. That sounded sassy, bro. You might have got in for other diversity requirements. I'm just gonna say it.
Going to college, and they told me when I applied for college that if I put Hispanic on it, I would
Who
get
told you
into
that?
college.
Who told you that?
I went to UC Santa Cruz, and the person when I transferred from junior college to UC Santa Cruz, and I was going through with the people at the college, I said I'm Hispanic and I'm also white.
What year was
this?
this?
What I put on here. What?
What year was this?
This was 2011.
Okay, so yeah, that was probably affirmative action, not the EI.
Okay, well, we can also look up test scores for colleges for minorities because I guarantee you it's going to be right here and it's going to be pretty easy to find.
I told you why. I just told you why holistic admissions would allow people with lower test scores to get into different environments and get into different schools. I just explained that to you. I just explained that to you.
Okay.
What percentage? Okay, for example, like what percentage of Fortune 500 CEOs do you think? What percentage of Fortune 500 CEOs do you think are white? What percentage of Fortune 500 CEOs do you think are white? Tell me, what percentage of Fortune 500 CEOs do you think are white?
I think that there's a lot more white people in this country, and who gives a shit
What
about
percentage of what percentage of Fortune 500 CEOs do you think are both white
So
and
are
men?
you telling me that we need to have more Fortune 500 CEOs based on their skin color? That's fucking insane.
Oh, by the way, dumbass, I looked at the actual story. So this incident was about biographical information. It was nothing about actual qualifications for the job or technical ability. So nothing about the actual qualifications of actually doing the job itself. It was nothing about the technical ability. It was nothing about their ability to do the damn job. Nothing about the story was showing that we were hiring unqualified black people to get into this position.
No,
nothing about the story with Shelton Snow.
God. Showed that he was giving the test answers to minorities.
There was no benefit for the actual test for technical requirements or for final qualifications. There was no benefit at all provided.
It was just giving literally everything on here. Who is Shelton Snow? FAA supervisor caught leaking exam answers to
What
junior
website is
ATC
this?
employees. Right now I'm on Times Now World, but all you have to do is type in Shelton Snow on Google. MSN's covering it. Like, it's covered by not every leftist news source, but it's covered by a decent amount of
Leftist?
them.
What do you think is leftist?
MSNBC, CNN, ABC, MSN.
They're leftist. Okay.
Yeah, they are.
You know what that word means too, apparently. That's cool. So
yeah,
they're socialists?
I know what leftist means because I'm a liberal human being and you are a leftist human being.
I am not a leftist at all. I am very center. I am extremely center because any real leftist would yell at me. Any real leftist does not like me.
But you define yourself as a socialist.
I do not call myself, bro.
I'm asking.
I cannot stand socialist. I cannot stand socialist. No, I cannot stand socialist.
So, but do you think that we should be paying for education? I heard you earlier talking about paying for higher education for kids.
No, not for all higher education. No, community colleges at the most.
Okay. Do you think we should have healthcare?
And trade schools. Trade schools too. Yeah, we should have some type of universal system like Australia or Germany that's mixed, but everyone should be covered.
Do you think that we should have DEI?
Equal opportunity employment. Yeah.
Not equal opportunity employment.
Yeah, equal opportunity employment. Yeah, equal opportunity employment. Equal opportunity employment.
Okay.
Diversity, equity, inclusion is not affirmative action. You can keep on saying those words, but you're wrong about it.
Do you believe in welfare? Yeah.
I believe in a social safety net, not welfare.
Okay. Do you believe? I mean, these are all leftist things, dude.
Those are not leftist things. Those are liberal policies. That's not leftism.
No,
leftism
dude,
is like
leftism
is seizing the means of production, like taking control of businesses and making them like democratized. That's leftism.
That is communist.
Oh,
before
you just don't know what leftist means. It's fine. I don't care about the definitions of these dumbass labels. The labels are stupid. Political labels are cancer. Political labels are literally cancer. I don't care about political labels.
Libertarian, dude. Anything left of libertarian.
The center's libertarian. Oh, that's interesting. That's a wild position.
Well,
I don't know what kind of political compass you're using. Holy crap, that's crazy.
Okay, center is everybody take care of yourselves and we work together in a community and we make decisions and we give of our own free will. Anything that says the government
giving up your own free will, hell no. Freedom of autonomy is awesome. That's why I'm pro-choice.
I mean, pro-choice is the decision to choose things about your body and your life. What about it?
I'm pro-choice because I want people to have their own autonomy and control their own bodies.
I'm also pro-choice, but at a certain point, a baby is a baby. But like, it's up for debate when a baby is a baby. But I am pro-choice as well.
Hell yeah.
That Shelton Snow thing's wild, dude. But I'm sorry, I got caught up. I was looking up these test scores for colleges.
So is that the only example you have? Something that had nothing to do with the actual job? Or do you have other examples of and that's not DEI either. That's not DEI. That's one person doing something that is not approved.
Giving, I mean,
that's not DEI. That's objectively not DEI. That's not DEI though.
It was to meet equity quotas. DEI has inspired equity quotas. And
no, DEI is also not quotas. Like when it was signed into law in 1960s, when DEI was initially done, it was equal opportunity employment. There's nothing about quotas. DEI includes veterans. Again, they include veterans. They include poor kids. They include all the factors to make things more fair. It's more meritocratic to have DEI than not have it.
I will agree with you, dude. I will give you full credit. Your definition of DEI is not bad.
That's the federal law definition of what DEI is, according to the Trump administration. According to all the colleges that I know, that I work with. Yes, that's what DEI means, yes.
Okay, except that is not what it is in practice. You can define it
You
how
are
you
saying
want.
affirmative action and DEI are two different things. They're two different things. They're not the same thing.
Is DEI.
No, they're different things.
Yes, based on the last 5 years with equity
They are
quotas,
different things. You can bring it up as much as you want. They are still different things.
You're saying that affirmative action has been illegal, yet we have equity quotas.
They are still different things. DEI and affirmative action are different things.
Affirmative action has been illegal, but diversity, equity, and inclusion isn't. And in practice, diversity, equity, inclusion is acting the exact same way.
No, it's not. I already told you what it is. I told you what it is. I already told you what it means. If you don't want to listen, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, bro. I explained what DEI means. I explained what it means. It's about equal opportunity employment.
Your definition of DEI, but in practice,
that's the actual definition of DEI. That's the legal definition of it. It's not focusing only on race. I'll give you a study on it. I'll give you a study. No, I'll give you a study on what DEI actually means and what it actually does, because you're making a lot of veterans lose their jobs right now. You're making a lot of poor white kids lose their jobs as well. You're making a lot of weak people. You're making a lot of people that have disabilities lose their jobs right now because you don't want to learn definitions because you're so caught in the right wing media bubble. So you just don't care about this because you think DEI is all about black people and you hate DEI because you don't like black people. That's what it really is.
Losing their jobs because DEI is over.
I'm just saying. Now in the future, it's not going to be equal opportunity employment.
How are people losing their jobs because DEI is over?
Because Trump is cutting 80,000 veterans from Veterans Affairs.
Okay, how is that DEI being over? Veterans.
Because hiring vets is DEI. And if you cut a lot of vets, you're anti-DEI.
So if you hire a veteran at any point, it's DEI. The guy can have qualifications.
No, it could be. It could be. It could be. No, it could be. It could be. We have preferential hiring for veterans. Yeah.
Okay.
We actually do have preferential hiring for veterans. Or we at least give like more opportunities for. We make sure like when we give a job application out, we include veterans in that pool.
And has that gone away since we got rid of DEI?
Yeah, at the federal level, yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, most of the people we fired are we got rid of 80,000 people. Actually, I could look at the numbers for veterans fired so far. Actually, Trump set a record for most veterans fired in U.S. history in the past month. Wait, let me see. Trump total.
And is that because you got rid of DEI?
Yep.
That's because you got rid of DEI.
Well, you don't know what DEI is. You don't know what DEI is.
No, you're the one that's saying he got rid of DEI, and that's why veterans don't have jobs. It's not because he shut down all of these corrupt institutions that were laundering.
The corrupt institutions, Okay, you have no proof of laundering money either, so that'll be good.
No proof of laundering. Well, okay.
Yeah. What institution laundered money?
$100 billion given to Ukraine is missing.
That. Oh my God, you believe all of the dumbass shit, bro. Oh my God,
wait.
There's not $100 million.
Zelensky
said. You know why Zelensky said that? And all of you guys do the same shit. All you guys do the same talking points. Zelensky said that.
Whoa. So are you
Calm down. Zelensky said. How much do you think we gave in total? How much do you think we gave in total to Ukraine?
I mean, it's debatable, but some people say like 120 something billion. Some people say 350 billion.
Well, Trump says 350 billion because he's a lying asshole, but also like the real number is 120 billion. But like when Zelensky said that, the reason he said I don't know where this money went is because he never got the damn money. We spent the money here to send weapons to Ukraine. There was never $100 billion sent in aid to Ukraine. We paid money here. We sent weapons to them. That's why Zelensky said that he was kidding. He was saying it in the joking way. But the right wing media you follow lies to you people. They lie to all of you people. They frame all of this shit in lies. Actually, I'm happy we're talking about Ukraine now because Ukraine is the perfect topic to show that you don't know shit about anything. Because DEI you get bullshit through because people don't like DEI, but you know nothing about Ukraine. I guarantee you.
dude, the Ukraine thing's so fucking easy. It's not my problem.
Okay, you got your first 5 facts wrong. If you got the 10, we might have to hang up, bro. You got your first 5 facts wrong about Ukraine, bro.
I got my first 5 facts wrong that money's missing.
Do you think that? Yep, that's wrong. Yep, that is wrong. That's a fake thing. $350 billion is wrong.
Zelensky never said money was missing.
I just are you like? Do you need special DEI to hear this conversation? We could send you accessibility, like if you really need more help. Like I could send you in Morse code or Braille or something. Like seriously, I just said if you look at the conversation when Zelensky said that, yes, he said jokingly, "I don't know where this money is because we never got it because it was never approved. There was no money sent."
Let's talk more about Ukraine, dude. If you want to skip that, you want to write it off as a joke, that's fine.
Yes, because literally out of the 120 billion, 70 billion was spent on weapons and like 50 billion was spent on aid. So there was never $100 billion sent to Ukraine.
Okay.
Objectively, it's a fact. You can look at the bills passed in Congress that approved funding for Ukraine. That was never done. So Zelensky said, "I don't know where the money is" because it was never done.
Let's talk about Ukraine. Why is it my obligation to fund war that has nothing to do with me?
Why is it your obligation to do anything?
It's not. So why are they
taking my
tax and giving it to another country to fight a fucking war that doesn't have anything to do with me?
Well, we're giving defense to an ally that we had an agreement with.
An ally? How are they an ally?
We signed an agreement called the Budapest Memorandum.
Okay, are they in NATO?
No, but we had the Budapest Memorandum with Russia, Ukraine, and one other country. Signed in Hungary in 1994, I believe, and that said we were going to give Ukraine security or at least aid if they were going to be invaded by Russia, if they denuclearized. So we helped Russia denuclearize Ukraine in 1994.
Okay, and then what did we promise them we'd do for that?
Just like basic aid if they get invaded by Russia.
Okay, is this basic aid?
Yeah?
This is not basic aid.
Yeah, we're ranked 17th. We're ranked 17th in total aid. We're ranked 17th in total aid as percentage of GDP. Yeah, we're ranked 17th in total aid.
We have funded their war machine for 4 years.
They don't have a war machine. They're defending themselves, and actually Europe gave more money to them. So
they don't have a war machine. We are their war machine. We have funded ourselves funding them. We're funding the war machine.
We are helping our ally defend themselves. We're helping our ally defend themselves. Europe gave them more money. Europe gave them more money. We're helping our ally defend themselves.
Europe did not give them more money.
Yeah, they did. I can bring up the numbers here. Europe versus USA, Ukraine funding. Let's see. Let's see if we can find a good, pretty graph for this.
To read this. You want me to look it up too, so you don't nitpick and make up total BS?
Percentage of total government support to Ukraine. So from the Kiel Institute, the graph is on the screen right now. So financial, humanitarian, military donations. U.S. gave 42% of funding. Other countries gave 8%, and Europe gave 50% of funding. So yeah, Ukraine got a lot more from Europe than the U.S., and we had to deal with them.
Okay, I'm talking about dollars, dude. I'm talking about straight dollars. Who gave more money?
Okay, so if Europe gave 50% and the U.S. gave 42%, then Europe gave more. But we could look up the actual numbers.
Okay.
But that still means. I mean,
so
Europe gave 140 billion. Europe gave 140
Europe
billion. U.S. gave 120 billion.
So we're including all of Europe as one country. It's on their
doorstep.
There's 50
That's
countries.
that's the only way. The European Union.
The United States that's not there, and we gave slightly less than every other country who it's their doorstep. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Why?
Because we give far more money to countries like Israel, and also just in general, it's good to keep the globe more stable. It keeps us more safe if we help our allies. If we help Europe be more safe, if we help Canada be more safe, then it helps us be more safe.
You know what would help us more than any of that? Making an ally with Russia. You can laugh at that, but how? Like, if Russia's the problem,
bro, Russia shoots their own soldiers. You realize that they shoot and torture their own soldiers. They kidnap Ukrainian kids and sell them into sex trafficking. You know what Russia is? Russia's a brutal dictator. Like they put bounties on American soldiers. They put bounties on American soldiers. Are you stupid? Do you know this stuff?
Bro, there's hundreds of videos of Zelensky kidnapping his own people, throwing them into a car on the street and shipping them to the front lines. So
Bro, you realize that Russia, you realize Russia
Yeah.
lost like twice as many soldiers because they don't care about their people. They literally are invading Ukraine with their people, letting them die with inferior equipment.
They're kidnapping the few people that they have.
It's called
left.
a draft. They're
Get it in
being
the back of-
invaded. Yeah, that's a bad thing. I agree it's bad they're being invaded, but you do shit when your country's being invaded. The U.S. would do the same thing.
Okay,
We would do the same
so
thing.
now
But we
you're
don't understand that here
defending
because we're pampered in America. But I mean,
You're
that
defending-
sucks. It does
defending
suck.
the
I
people,
agree that's a bad
defending
thing,
them
but
to
can
the
you
front
please?
line,
I brought up
disbanding
how Vladimir
elections,
Putin is
all
invading
of-
Ukraine and taking kids in the sex slavery. Do you care about that? Or do you want to talk about Ukraine again?
So, oh wait, all right, you're trying to go into sex slavery.
Putin's
You're telling me
kidnapping
Americans
kids
don't
and
put kids in
trafficking
sex
them.
slavery?
Putin
Ukrainians
kidnaps
don't put
Ukrainian
kids in
kids
sex
and
slavery?
puts them in
It's like-
re-education camps.
that's like-
Can you
dude, that's the
please
funny-
criticize that?
like,
Please criticize the
when-
kids
when-
getting trafficked.
Bro, there's kids getting trafficked all over the fucking world.
Ah, this guy can't criticize kids getting trafficked in Russia because he's
I
such a
just
dumbass
said that
simp. Oh my god, you're so pathetic as a person,
Oh
dude.
my God,
Holy
dude,
shit, just
you are
criticize the
hilarious.
sex trafficking. Criticize the
kids
trafficking of kids.
trafficked
Don't
all
both
over
sides
the
it.
fucking world.
Don't say this happens everywhere. This is very unique. Can you please just criticize Russia? Just
Oh,
criticize
okay,
Russia.
explain-
Criticize Russia. I care about the kids. Criticize Russia.
I don't give a fuck about Russia.
Criticize Russia once. Criticize. You are a spy. You're being paid off. Criticize Russia once.
I just said I don't give a fuck about Russia.
Criticize
Fuck about
Russia for
No.
trafficking kids. Criticize Russia for trafficking kids,
Okay.
please.
Fuck Russia for trafficking kids. Fuck anyone who traffics.
Okay. Let's see who else is gonna call in. Listen, bro. If I gotta ask you multiple times to denounce the trafficking of kids, I cannot talk to you. I just can't. Why would I respect your opinion? Like, you're okay with kids being trafficked? Like, that's crazy.
Hello?
Howdy.
Oh, it's you again. How are you doing today?
Terrible.
Why are you doing so bad, man? You gotta stop. Get the stick out of your ass. Have some fucking smile on your face. Come on.
No.
Why are you so mad?
Stan, why are you so mad? Please understand. I do want you as a fan. Oh, crap.
I know. Why are you so mad, man? You should be happy. You got another day of life on Earth. It's a good day. Anyways, so now, since we can actually have a conversation and you're not going to run away like a little girl, let's talk about...
Girls don't run away. I love women. Don't insult women or girls. Girls are tough. Men run away.
They're so tough. Who's the enforcer of the entire planet? Men? Oh yeah, who goes to war? Like 99% men. Who like
You know
build
what?
all infrastructure? Men.
Women give
But
birth.
anyways, that's what
Women give
That's
give
irrelevant.
birth. Women give birth. Women lead households.
That's great. That's great. But they can't enforce anything because they're not the main enforcement arm of anybody.
I don't care about that. I'm saying
If
that
all
women do
men
lead.
wanted to
Women do
enslave
lead.
they could do it. If all women wanted
Why
to
are you
enslave
people
men,
so
they could.
weird, bro? Why are you so weird? Why do you think about this stuff? Holy shit. I would not trust you around
understand?
women at all.
Do you
I hope you're not around little
understand
girls too much. Holy shit,
hyperbole?
that's so
Do
weird.
you not understand? Stop spurging. Stop spurging. I'm
It's not
making
spurging to
jokes,
say
and
that
you're
you sound like
taking
a danger
everything
around women. That's not a
you're-
joke, bro. That's
oh,
weird.
You're taking everything so seriously, dude.
No, yeah, you
You're
just said
so-
very explicitly,
You're
like,
so-
think about it, bro.
You're so angry.
If I could
Why
dominate
are you
all
so
women,
mad? That's
can
what I'm
women dominate
saying,
all
dude.
men?
Get the stick out of your ass. Come on. Have a little fun with it. People would actually want to talk to you more if you weren't so angry. Don't be a grouch. Anyways, let's stop getting off onto that bullshit. Let's talk about transgenderism. Transgenderism is obviously toxic to society. I don't think they're bad people by any means. And I actually think that they deserve sympathy. I don't think that people should be mean to them. I think that's wrong. But they clearly have a mental delusion. And encouraging delusion is not a good solution to anything. They have 12.5 times the suicide rate, even after gender reassignment surgery. It is obviously extremely toxic. It spreads socially. It's a social contagion that spreads around and makes people want to kill themselves.
No,
That
actually,
is
people
not
like you make them
beneficial.
want to kill. People like you make people want to kill
See,
themselves.
See, you can
Unironically,
make the
yeah.
claims all
You
you
call
want,
it
but
a
that's not
social
the
contagion.
research.
Do you think gay people can be gay?
Yeah. Hold on. No. You just made a claim. You just made the claim that they are being stigmatized to the extent to where they're going to have higher suicidality rates than Jews in Nazi Germany. That's really your argument, dude?
Okay,
Really?
now you
So
know
the Jews
stats
in
about
Nazi
suicide
Germany?
rates from Jews in Nazi
they
Germany.
were
You're a weird
suffering. They
person.
were to suppress.
You're a very weird
Right?
person. You are a very weird person.
Right, that's your argument.
You're probably
right?
very short.
You don't have an argument.
No, just you're very weird.
Stop
Okay,
spurging.
you can keep on saying
Stop
that over and
spurging.
over again. I'll let you on the line so people can see how unhinged you are. But
It's
also,
not really unhinged,
just
it's
in general,
actually
we see
more
like the numbers for
reasonable.
trans people. Most of it is because like trans people are much more likely to experience sexual assault, for example, than any other group. And also to be bullied, cut out from their families, kicked out of their houses and homes, and denied care
None of that
in general.
answers the
So
question.
yeah, that does lead into suicide rate when people don't accept them. When people like you call them a social contagion, you just sound like a Nazi when you say that shit. Anyway, weird ass framing.
Okay,
But also,
so that's
trans people
not
are more
true,
likely to
by
be
the way.
victims than
Bullshit.
threats. And like when it comes to like trans people and supporting them, that
Doesn't
helps
say
a
they
lot
were
with like
threats.
their suicide rates.
That's a conflation.
That's a conflation.
Yeah,
Good,
it's a false
good,
equivalency fallacy, in case you didn't know.
Wow, a false. You sound like such an internet dork. Do you know? You probably listen to Destiny and like
Yeah,
all
it's
those
all you
guys.
have,
Holy
isn't
crap!
it? Actually, really don't like that.
I just had a lot of facts right there. I just had a
Very-
lot of facts about how trans people are treated in the world and
Right, and
why
it's
not good.
interesting how what you like to do is shout factoids with zero context and understanding of it. That's why when I tried to get you to define stuff
Yeah,
last time,
calling
you
trans
wouldn't
people
define 'em,
social
right?
contagion
Oh,
is a
so you're
much
gonna
better
interrupt,
way to
right?
talk about facts.
You gonna interrupt?
Yes.
You gonna let me finish my
Well,
point?
last
You
time I
gonna
hung
keep
up because you
spurting?
cried whenever I had a
Spurting?
conversation with you. You can
No,
say
it's
spurting
because
again.
you
Nice.
actually were getting called out for your shitty debate tactics, trying to do bad faith
Actually,
things,
you're using
and I
debate
called
tactics.
out.
You have not
You were
responded to a
like-
point in like 5
you were
minutes right
getting
now.
so
You're just kind
upset.
of going on and like ranting right now. You could respond to points though if you want.
Right. So you interrupted me, and I'm responding to your
Are
interruption.
you gonna keep
but
on
somehow
responding? Are
I'm
you gonna
holding
keep
up
on
the
crying?
conversation.
Are you gonna keep on crying? Yeah, you are holding up the conversation. Just
Here we go
answer.
again.
Just
Okay,
like
yeah,
respond
let's
to me.
go right back to it since you wanted to derail the argument because you know you're losing. Okay, so
Okay.
we want to talk about this. The issue is that again, you're providing factoids with no context. You're just saying number this bad, number that bad. That's all your argument devolves down to. You have no context. We have the research that suggests directly, even in places like California where it's accepted, it is the same. It is the same. If your hypothesis were to be true, then what would need to happen is in places where it's quote unquote more accepted, we would see lower rates. And substantially, they are not. They are extremely high, regardless of where they are. So you can shout these factoids all you want, but they're just bullshit factoids. They have no context. Are you looking things up because you don't know what you're talking about?
I'm
Right.
finding out the actual.
Okay.
I'm finding the actual data for it because it is a lot
I
lower.
can point to the study specifically. It came out
trans
last year
people,
that had
so trans
13,
people that are
12 point
supported,
times.
hey, you
No.
don't seem confident. The trans people who are supported by their families reported suicides at a 60% lower rate than those who got no support from their families, and it's actually higher than those who get
Hold on, because
aggression
we
from
need
their
to get
families.
into that study specifically.
Even if
because
just one
we're gonna
adult can be
quote-
accepting of them, even if one adult
Hey,
can be
you can keep
accepting
spurting
of
all you
trans
want,
people,
I mean,
even
it's
with
not
like a
helping you.
high school, even like a teacher or something, even a teacher can help save many lives. So the suicide rate goes down
Yeah, you're
40%
spurting,
from
dude.
the peak
You're spurting.
for trans people
You're
who
not
have
allowing me
a
to
supporting adult.
respond to any
So
of it.
support from society does decrease the trans suicide rate by like 60 or 70%. So if you don't accept trans
Yep,
people, you are
that's a
responsible for
lie.
death.
Uh-huh.
You are driving people
Okay.
to death.
Yep.
You
Keep
are
spurting,
responsible
keep
for
spurting,
that.
keep spurting,
And we're
keep
also holding
spurting.
society back from accepting people in general, making
Right.
more
Keep spurting. You're not really making any
making
points.
a more
I wanna
stressed
talk
environment
so
in
we can have a
general, a
conversation.
less community focused. I care about the
keep
community and how
spurting.
we treat each other as human beings.
Right.
So
So do I.
And
I
as you
think
can
you
see right
should
now,
keep
this
them
person who's
on.
calling in and calling trans people social contagions, he doesn't want to help trans people. He doesn't care that
No, I
supporting
said
trans people can really help
transgenderism
trans
is,
people.
so you can lie all you want.
He doesn't really
like
care
you
about that
usually
at
do.
all. He hears Jordan Peterson and like probably
So you're
Tim Pool
spurting
and all
and
these
not
right-wing
allowing-
commentators.
you're-
He's going to say
you're
the same word over and
filibustering,
over again.
actually.
And he's really
Filibustering the
insecure,
debate.
so he keeps on
Classic
repeating the
liberal.
same word over and over again. He's a
Classic
classic
liberal.
liberal. He has to go back to that. So yeah, we should care for each other in our communities.
Actually,
Things we
back
don't
to that,
understand, we
it's
should
the first
ask
time
other
I
people
said it, but you're
questions.
just filibustering
We should
the
ask
debate
other
'cause
people
you're
questions
losing.
about
This is
themselves and
great.
their lives and learn more from each other. and truly hear each
Right.
other out so we can support each other to be more successful. That's really
Right.
the whole goal of my channel, is caring about your community, caring about your neighbors, and not just approaching
No, it's
conversations
not.
like this
It's
guy is.
enabling delusional behavior so that these people
No, it's
will
not
continue
delusional
to
at all.
kill
So like
themselves.
and even
Yes,
the
it
study
is.
behind like gender
Because you can't
dysphoria is
change your
very
gender,
grounded in
buddy.
facts.
You can't. No, you can't.
Yeah.
You
Thank you
cannot
for
change your
$10,
gender.
James. Thank you for $10, James. You can't defend that BS with
But
Trump
you're just
spouts.
intentionally
You can't
derailing
argue
the
with
argument
ignorance.
because you're
When the country's
losing.
gone to
This is-
hell,
this
they'll
is
be
how
like
you
the other
argue.
maggots who realized they were effed at themselves and us with their vote.
Right.
Thank you,
Did
James,
you
for
want to say
$10.
anything? Are you just going to
Thank
keep
you,
going and
Howard
going
G,
and going?
for $2. Thank you, Jeremy, for becoming a channel supporter. Thank you, Cabby. Thank you for becoming a supporter tier member. Thank you so much. Yeah, supporting tier is $3. $3 on YouTube. You become a channel member. Help us meet our channel member goal. Support independent media, and so I can talk to people like this who are really just out here just trying to yell at people. I guarantee this guy has not one plan to make society better without punching down on people.
It's hilarious. You spoke
At all.
for like 3
I could ask
minutes and
this
never let
guy
anybody
about
talk.
one policy to help him and his family. I could talk about healthcare policy at the state, local, or even like federal
Yeah,
level.
or could you
I
make
can talk
actual
about
points,
policies
but
to
you
help
choose not
vets.
to.
I can talk about policies to help people access therapists and to make housing costs lower. I can talk about policies to
Right.
help the American people so we
You
can all
can
come
talk about
together and fight
policies that
for
make
a
kids
common
kill
issue.
themselves
But this guy comes
and
in and
encouraging
exactly he
kids to
comes
be
in just
delusional.
just attacking other
You can
people,
do that.
and he's
Of
not
course
here
you
to
do.
learn. He's not here to hear people out. People
I'm
like this are
definitely here to
unhinged and they
learn.
live
You're
off of
spurging
this.
for like 3 minutes.
They live off of you hear him
So
talking.
how long
and
are you gonna
he's
spurge
about to have
for?
a hypermanic episode where he is thinking he's trying to cover
I'm
up
laughing from,
his
like,
unhinged
actual,
personality
actual
with
hilarity
this really
here.
really scary approach to the conversation. It's just like he sounds like a ghoul. You know what I mean? Thank you for $2, Bucky.
Right.
Thank you so much for $2.
Right.
Someone said we have $2. We have $0 out of 125 for our stream goal. Yeah, no one donated through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. If you guys can please donate to Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal to Jolah Politics, I would really, really appreciate it, guys. Really supporting the stream is super helpful. Actually, we did get a Venmo donation. Thank you so much. I don't know if you want to call in. Let me see. Moral Politics. You want me to
Okay.
read a book?
So
I'll read
you're
that
just-
book. Thank you for $10, Daniel. Thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo. Initials DS. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you want to donate Jolah Politics on Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo, JOLAHPOLITICS. Jolah Politics, PayPal, Venmo.
1 minute.
If you donate through
You're on a
coffee,
roll,
you
man.
can
Keep
get
going.
go through
See how long you can
coffee,
spurge
then you'll
for.
have a
Set a
TTS
record.
message, and it'll read your message aloud on stream. So thank you for all the donations. Thank you for all the support, all the channel memberships. Thank you guys.
Oh, we
Oh, thank you,
gotta- we gotta
$5,
have a
Benny.
message here.
Thank you, Benny, for $5. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Benny. I really
Absolutely
appreciate
free,
it. Thank you. Okay, so what's your healthcare policy?
No, we're not going to move on from that because you just spurred and like freaked out because you were losing
What's
the
your
argument.
healthcare policy?
Again, dude, are you going to let me talk? Because you spurred for
Do you
like
support
5
universal
minutes,
health care?
dude.
Do
It
you
was
support universal
hilarious.
health care?
Dude, stop running away. This is what you like to do, right? Because last
Do you
time
support
you did the same
universal
thing.
health care?
When you
Do you
started
support-
getting proven
do
wrong,
you support universal
you just
health
did
care?
this, right?
Do you
Where you're
support
just
universal
like,
health
I'm
care?
just going to do this.
Thank
Do
you
I
for
support
$20.
universal
Thank you,
healthcare?
Strange.
I'm not going to.
Strange
I'm not
donated.
gonna
Thank you so much,
fall
Strange.
for
Thank you,
your
Strange.
bullshit. This
Strange,
is bullshit
Strange
debate
donated.
tactics, dude. It's
He
bad
donated
faith.
$20. He donated $20. Strange, thank you. I don't
Okay.
agree with anything you
Yeah.
say. I'm a hardcore conservative. I wish we could have a respectful conversation one day. Can I call and have a decent conversation? Yeah, definitely, Strange. Because I know you're going to be way less unhinged than this guy is. And I'm sure you're not sympathetic to the Nazi Party like this guy
Right.
is. This guy is a
You
raging
just don't like it when
lunatic.
people push you on topics and when people pussyfoot around stuff. You just let them talk. But when
No, you
people
just
like me
you want
actually
trans
push
people to
you
kill themselves.
to
That's
actually
what your
answer
goal is. That's
questions
what
and
your
do
goal
things,
is. You want
you do
trans people to
this,
be
you
in a terrible
spurred.
place for them. Like you don't want them to be safe. You want them to die.
No,
You
you're
don't
just
like trans
making
people.
claims, dude.
You're probably
Well, how
gay
many
yourself. You're
claims are
probably
you gonna
gay.
make tonight?
You're
'Cause
probably
you've
gay. Are
literally
you
done
gay?
nothing.
Are you gay? Are you gay by chance?
Bro, you're spurging so hard. You're making an ass out of yourself, dude.
You said the word
For real,
spurg,
you're
I think, 15
spurging
times so
so
far.
hard.
So what else do you have to offer?
Well, stop spurging then. Maybe I wouldn't have to say it. Holy shit, dude. Are you going to be this bad faith with every person you talk to that pushes you to answer questions?
Oh,
Go
what question?
back to the
What
trans
question?
issue.
What question? What question?
Go
What
back
question?
to the trans
What
issue.
question? What
Stop
question did you ask me?
running away and doing
What question did you ask
bad
me?
faith
What
debate
question did you ask me?
tactics.
What question did you ask me?
I said we're going back to the question
No, what question did you ask me?
of that. I said of the question.
Okay, ask me a question about my
question-
position. Thank you for $5, Jeremy. Thank you $5, Jeremy. The caller is a sheep. I know, Jeremy. Thank you for $5, Jeremy. The caller is a sheep. It is disappointing, but it is what it is. Thank you,
Right.
Jeremy.
Yeah, the person who has to filibuster for
All
5
right,
minutes. is
now
saying
tell
that.
me
But anyway,
tell me your question.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I said do the question of transgenderism. Are you
Okay,
that
what is the
fucking
question
stupid?
of transgenderism? What is the
Come
question
on.
here? What is the question of transgenderism?
Is it or is it not bad for society? That's obviously what I said.
No.
It clearly is, because
No.
it creates extraordinary, and all you have for answers is dumb platitudes and parallels.
Ooh,
and
like
using all
stats, like
these
facts and logic.
ridiculous-
You don't like facts and
No,
logic.
no, it's not.
You guys
actually.
realize
You can look at the
he's
studies
getting
that
his
you-
dude. His microphone is about to
no,
break, bro.
'cause-
You got to
because
calm down. Turn down your
you keep interrupting
sensitivity.
me 'cause you
You're
can't
clipping
let me
like hell.
talk.
No, you okay? Bring up a
Because you won't
fact.
let
Bring
me
up a
talk.
fact. Bring up a fact.
Okay, let's talk about the study that showed that they're 12 and a half times the suicidality rate even after operation. Let's talk about that. It came out, like last year? Let's talk about that, and not your stupid things that you keep bringing to the table.
Yeah, the
that are
suicide rate is
literally
still
done
high,
by-
but gender
by
affirming
activists.
care lowers the
By
suicide rate as
activists.
well. So if
Only-
trans people can
that is
access
only
gender
proven-
affirming care,
that is only,
then
okay,
the
you're not gonna
suicide
let me
rate's
talk?
lower
Are you
after
fine?
gender affirming care.
Nah, yeah, you're not going to let me talk.
Well, this
right?
is a big issue for
Okay.
people. And I
Right,
support
but you don't want
getting
people to
healthcare.
talk about it. Yeah.
No, you're
So,
not talking about it.
actually-
You're just lying about it.
No, I'm not. Actually, you are, because all you're
But the suicide rate is lower after gender affirming care.
shut the fuck up, dude. Can you let
Calm
people
down.
talk? Holy
Calm
shit.
down. But the suicide rate is lower
You're
after
the
they
one
get gender affirming care, and if
you
society
can't let anybody
accepts
talk.
them. But the truth is, if you cared about trans people, you would
Dude,
accept them. You would
Jesus
still accept trans
Christ,
people.
you're
You would
so
not
bad
call it a
faith.
social or like a contagion or whatever. You would talk to them like human
Right,
beings. You know.
so I can't even make a single point without you talking.
Make a point. Make a
Like,
point.
this
Make a
is
point. Make a
insane.
point.
I've
Make a
tried for
point.
like 5 minutes. You won't
Hey, are you
shut
gonna
the hell
cry
up.
more about? Make a point.
Oh my god. Okay. So first off, the studies that you're going to are literally done by
Thank you,
trans
Rita, for
activists.
20. Thank you in
They're
chat.
done by-
RQ. Thank you. $25 in
interrupt.
chat. Thank you on Cash App. Thank you for the Cash App donation. I have to change the goal for
Right.
the stream. We're at $35 for the stream. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. She said, "Love the glasses." I get that a lot. I don't know why I don't like the glasses, but apparently people do. I don't know if I look better with the glasses or what, but I do appreciate it. I saw someone say "sexy Snowden" the other day. I don't know if that's a compliment. I don't know if that's a compliment, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. Okay, go ahead.
So when we're talking about that, all you have is literally things done by trans activists. Like you don't have any.
Oh,
These are by
everyone that
the
disagrees with you
NIH.
is a trans
No,
activist.
nope.
All the
because
facts
you
I
can look at
don't
the
like are
sources.
liberals.
Look at the
All the
sources,
facts I
dude.
don't like are
Look at the
trans
sources.
activists. All the
Look at
facts
the
I don't like are
sources.
trans activists.
No,
All the
let's
facts
look
I
at
don't
these
like are trans
sources.
activists.
Yeah,
All
I'm
the
sure
facts
you
I
don't
don't
look
like
at
are
the
trans
sources because you don't
activists.
understand. You just look at, oh, things say I like, me going to believe it. That's all you think. You don't even look at your sources, dude. The sources are directly from PubMed and everything, and you just disagree with all of them. You only agree with the ones that are literally trans activists. They say it. It's literally, you can look up the people that support the studies. They're literally trans activists. It's not a debate. They literally state it themselves. Like, it's insane.
Are you saying the American Psychological Association are trans activists?
Absolutely. Are you fucking crazy?
Oh, everyone's a trans activist. What about the?
right,
well,
right.
everyone
So
is.
PubMed
The
PubMed
American
isn't, right.
the American
so PubMed is
Psychological
too,
Association,
right.
the APA, yeah, the
they
American
are.
Psychological
They're
Association.
insane.
Do you
What are
think
you
AP?
talking
Do you think
about?
AP News are trans activists?
Absolutely. Dude, are you seriously
Oh, AP
asking
News
me
are
if
trans
AP
activists.
News is?
Are the trans
Yes.
activists with us in the room right now? Whoa! Is Wall Street Journal trans activists?
Anything, dude. You're just literally not even able to
Is
look
Wall
at the
Street
studies
Journal
themselves.
is Wall Street Journal trans activists?
They're leftists. Yes, they're leftists.
You think Wall Street Journal by Jeff Bezos is trans activist? The guy who just put a statement out saying
Yes.
that his
Dude, this is so funny. You're so delusional. What do you think CNN is like center?
Dude, but you think
CNN
Wall
is
Street
in the
Journal
middle?
are trans activists,
No,
bro?
no. What
Bro,
do you
they
think
don't even,
CNN
bro.
is? Do you
Brother,
think CNN is on the left?
hey, Wall Street
Huh?
Journal, the official
No,
publication has.
answer the question.
They
You
don't
think
have
CNN
any
is on the
articles
left?
about this issue. I was just asking you questions to
no.
see if you'd say
No,
that
no,
everyone's
no.
a trans activist. I brought up
No,
areas where they don't even do stories about this,
You're
bro.
dodging the question, dude.
And you still
You're
call
dodging.
them trans activists. I could have
You're
said
dodging.
I could have
You're
made
dodging.
up a news
Yes,
station. You
Wall
said they're trans
Street
activists.
Journal is
You think
full of
every
trans
you think
activists.
every
We know the
organization is
people who
trans
write their
activists?
fucking stories.
Wow.
Yes, they've come out in support of that stuff.
They're
Yeah.
trans activists.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Anyone that supports any,
Right.
so therefore, any study that's pro-trans is trans activist. That's crazy. So no one can disagree with you without
their
being crazy.
literally main function
So you're
is to push
saying no one can
trans issues.
disagree
Yes,
unless if
that's
they're
trans
crazy.
activism.
Yeah, you're saying
what
no
a
one can
fucking
disagree unless if
thing.
they're crazy.
What a
That's
fucking
funny.
thing.
So everyone that disagrees with
it's
me,
just people
everyone
who
that
say that
disagrees
they're
is
pushing
crazy.
trans issues
Everyone that disagrees
are
is crazy.
trans activists.
Wow,
And
facts.
you're in denial of
facts.
that, apparently.
Wow, dude. Wow. You realize
Right.
Wall Street Journal's like, dude, you realize Wall Street Journal's not even. You realize they're like anti-trans too. I brought them up on purpose because they are not even pro-trans, and you said they're trans activists because your brain is so
that's
broken.
bullshit.
Your
I've
brain is
literally,
broken.
you go,
Your brain is broken. Your brain is so broken.
No, it's just that you deny reality.
No
and then
mainstream
you
media
just make
publication.
claims
No
with
mainstream
no
publication
evidence.
posts more anti-trans
You make-
articles than Wall Street Journal. No
make
mainstream
no-
publication does, and you still call them trans
claim,
activists because your
claim.
brain is so
Where's evidence?
rotted.
Where's
That's so
evidence?
sad.
Where's evidence?
That's so
Where's evidence?
sad.
Zero. None. Zip. Nada.
Jeremy,
have
thank you for
claims,
$2. Jeremy said the caller is so emotional. I know he's so emotional. I don't know what to do with him. Thank you for a donation, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
You just use bad faith debate tactics, call people gay, and make fun
Yeah,
of
the
them.
bad faith
Like, that's
debate
all you
tactics
do.
are actually you not being able to respond because you're too you're crying right now.
No, bad
I
faith
literally
debate
gave you a nice
tactics are
framework for
literally
why you can
filibustering for
run
5
off
minutes.
this. You can't answer a single question. Everything's apparently trans activist. How can I even argue with you? You're delusional. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're nothing but like a piece of
I
poopy.
didn't say that. You're the one making a false equivalency fallacy here. This
Okay,
is
is there one
Did I ever say
medical
that? What were the
journal?
words that I said? What were the words?
Here, let's see. So the Journal of Adolescent Health, are they trans activists?
Because that's just what you do. Because you don't want to answer questions.
I'm just
like
want to
you
know
wanna
who the
answer
trans activists
hypotheticals
are,
either.
because every source I bring up, you're gonna say is trans activist. So I don't know who I could talk. I don't know what I shit, dude. I don't know who I could talk to. I don't know what I could bring up.
It's pretty insane that you're literally saying to me that there are not people who write articles for the Wall Street Journal that aren't trans activists. Are you really telling me that right now? That's
No.
what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying. You
Then
said
what
Wall
the
Street
fuck are
Journal
you
as a
saying, then?
publication is trans activist. I just said that.
They have trans activists within them. I guess you'd have to define what that means, would you not?
Is the UCLA Williams Institute trans activists?
Not familiar with that.
Well, they actually are, you dumbass. This one that actually is trans activist.
Oh, you're
you
an
freaking
idiot.
You're so stupid. That actually is one organization that's pro-LGBT, that's like focused on LGBT issues, and he did not know what it was, bro. Shaking my head, bro. What are these guys doing out here? Holy shit.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice
Whoa.
will try to connect you.
America the beautiful.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated
Shut
voice
up.
messaging.
Someone said you're a clown. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. You don't understand how much I appreciate that. How are you guys doing tonight? How's everyone doing tonight? How are you all doing? It's like, I don't know. They're all trans activists, bro. Thank you for $20, Lawrence. MAGA is a cult not based on facts. There is nothing that can help these people. Yeah, it is a problem.
Call from
Joel?
Howdy.
Yo, what's up?
Nothing much. How are you?
Pretty good. Just listening to these unhinged conservative callers.
I mean, that guy was pretty hinged. I think he's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he was sweet. I especially enjoyed the part how he couldn't say anything bad about Russia. Not one thing.
That was a funny one. When you ask people, like, say something bad about this, like Russia, it's like, I'm gonna hold it in. I can't really do it, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't understand why we're a part of NATO. Like that's the part that I don't understand. Like why is Ukraine a part of NATO?
Yeah. And I always say I'm gonna keep this short because it's a friendly conversation. And not a raging idiot. Thank you TK for $5. They think commentary is fact, regurgitating any morsel they imagine makes them appear smarter than they are. Yeah, like calling Wall Street Journal trans activist is insane. If anyone that actually reads Wall Street Journal, Like they platform by far the most like anti-trans opinion pieces that you could find. But yeah, and also the thing about Ukraine too, that they always say, like when Trump is like, we have two big beautiful oceans, it's direct Russian and it's Russian and Chinese propaganda. And the idea we're going to tariff China and or Canada and Mexico, Canada and Mexico being together with us is a clear national security priority. We do not want to make enemies with those countries. If there ever was a war, when it comes to sustaining, we want very great relationships with Canada and Mexico. And the idea we're going to cut off trade with Mexico, Canada, and Europe, but we're going to increase trade with Russia is absolutely batshit insane. But also just the entire point, like we're in between two oceans. That was not true for safety in the 1700s, 1800s, 1900s for sure. You know, we tried that isolationism, and we still got attacked, and we will get attacked even if we don't engage globally. And people don't realize, like, even today, foreign aid and USAID prevents wars. Like, soft power prevents wars. Doing foreign aid makes the globe more stable. For pennies on the dollar, for what war actually costs. And withdrawing the U.S. from the global relations is giving China a huge win. China's celebrating right now. Russia's celebrating right now. But they
Voice
just don't
of America
see it.
too. I mean, they do great undercover work in all sorts of dictatorships, and they reveal the truth to the people that their own publications don't give them access to.
Oh, Trump defunding the Voice of America. China put out a statement actually. They're celebrating it because that was the only.
Sure they are.
Like you said, the USAID and Voice of America. Us funding those is the only way people in these authoritarian countries have any access to free press at all. And we just helped Russian and Chinese propaganda. These are great things to fund. I will fund them 10 times over with our taxpayer dollars. It's pennies on the dollar. And we're gonna all we're gonna do with all this money is give it to tax cuts for billionaires. We're not paying down the debt. We're gonna give it to billionaires and actually do a higher deficit. So all the stuff people think they're voting for, they really don't get it. And when we talk about like, oh, this is, I don't know, $50 million for a project or 50,000, it's like you realize this is like a penny, maybe less than a penny per American. Like these are not expensive when it comes to the entire American economy or federal government. But I will say, our government needs to do better showing people what they're doing. Like I took a book out from the library, and have you ever done that recently?
Yeah, actually.
For library I went to, at the bottom of the receipt it says, by doing this, you have saved $30 from what you would have spent buying the book. And we need to do that at the below every government service on a highway. Like if you would have driven for every 10 miles you drive on this highway, you save $20 versus driving on a private toll road. Or like by these subsidies are saving you this much money here, or these tariffs are increasing your cost
It's unfortunate
here. Like,
people need that, but yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we definitely need that. If people want to be involved in the government and be involved in Doge and support Doge and all that kind of stuff, then they need to just have the information in their faces so they understand it. Like I don't think people understand how much roads and bridges
It's crazy.
cost.
Like they invent shit like Doge. You're reinventing shit that's already there, except you're making it worse. And Doge has been like this governmental screen test. Do you know what a screen test is?
Did
It's
you say
just like
strain?
an IT phrase where IT guys will go in and they'll just turn off essential systems.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And whoever screams like, "Hey, we need that," that's how you know that something is useful. And that's basically what they've just been going to the government and doing.
Yeah, I guess moving forward, it's hard too because Doge is 100% just the Trojan horse for cutting government in general and killing our benefits and Social Security and all that kind of stuff. And it's completely fake. And the fact that people are buying into that propaganda is the big thing. I'll give this a chance. Are you familiar with the creator Destiny?
No, I don't think so.
Thank God. It's terrible. But liberals like him, and I'm doing this from a YouTube clip, okay, because I want to make his supporters mad. But they don't understand the messaging we need to do moving forward as far as connecting to voters, because our long, detailed policy analysis and what I'm doing on my show is definitely not how we need to message to voters. But we need to change the moral underpinnings of our society. And J.D. Vance said about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, that he was being directionally correct. And it was directionally factual because he made it up. And he said it's okay to make it up as long as you're pointing towards an issue we do have. And his big thing is we want people to hate immigrants. We want people to hate immigrants. So even if we lie about these Haitian immigrants, it's okay because it's getting us towards our goal. In America right now, we need people to be directionally correct in an opposite position towards, if they don't like rich people, hating billionaires is not going to solve anything, but it's going to lead towards better policy to redistribute a little bit more wealth to the bottom. So moving people in the right direction a little bit is really big, even if it's not super specific on policy or anything like that. We need to message in a very clear way, and it's just changing the moral opinions of our society, because most voters engage with politics like they engage with a TV show, with a simple TV show. And one big test I have is, I said this a little bit earlier, if you see a poor kid and you see like a poor family in general, is your response to say, I want to help them and I want to give them the tools to be successful and we as a community should come together? Or is your response, look at that asshole, he should get a freaking job if he wants to live here? We need to change, because Americans are definitely, get them out of my country.
I think that we should help each other.
They should get a job. And yeah, we need to be able to say we need to help each other. And our messaging all needs to be focused towards that end. And voters are not going to become policy experts or become super complicated in their policies. But regardless, we still need to give a message that is about loving each other, about respecting our communities, and about, it's safer for us, for other people to be doing that as well. If we all have the mentality of helping the next person, it'll make safer communities. The suburban isolated mentality, although I am someone that I enjoy driving on back roads, I enjoy living in quiet communities, but also it's not a good way for society to live. And people are so isolated now. No one goes outside. Even walking through a public library feels so good.
We're always going to lead away from that. We're always going to lead into interconnectedness. That's just the way that society progresses.
Yeah, but it goes back when we get away from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Trump supports us to be isolated. He talks about America being dangerous and we can't even go outside and we have to fight each other and hate each other.
Into the whole fascist propaganda.
Yeah, and he's talking about globalism now being an issue. And J.D. Vance said multiculturalism is going to kill Europe. And it's like he's literally quoting Mein Kampf with that. And I don't care about the Hitler comparisons at all. But objectively, Germany only almost fell. Like Europe almost fell because people bought into J.D. Vance's arguments about multiculturalism. It did not fall because of gay people or because of different cultures or because of Jewish people. It fell because people in society were easily swayed by being bigoted towards these groups, and they gave power to the strong man who said he was going to get the woke mind virus or cultural Bolshevism, whatever you want to call it, out of their country. Same playbook right now. We have J.D. Vance talking about multiculturalism being the biggest inhibitor to progress. It's insane. It's insane. But J.D. Vance also follows Nazi accounts on Twitter, so I guess it can't be too surprising.
I mean, yeah, I think a large part of it is just liberals and conservatives just care about just wildly different things. And so we need to focus on messaging to conservatives to get them to care about their own fucking values, to care about things that are going to help men.
Well, no, because men, the toxic masculinity, and I hate that word, but it really is the inability to share your emotions or thoughts and all that kind of stuff for men really does hurt men. And I feel like men complain about shit they do to themselves. Like they really complain about a society they constructed. Men still control society by far. Fortune 500 CEOs are still, I'm pretty sure, 90% white men. Fortune 500 CEOs still are 90% white men, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe, is it down to 80% now? No, it's 90% still. It's 89%. So, like, white men in general control society. But the most common thing I hear from conservatives right now is Elon Musk is rich for a reason. We just got to trust him. Donald Trump, he knows what he's doing. He talks a lot of shit. We just got to trust him. It's nothing to do with personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is gone in the conservative movement. They don't give a shit about personal responsibility anymore. They just want to say, oh, someone else will take care of it. Or, if I do something wrong, it's someone else's fault. And it's a really bad place to be, bad direction to go in. Like the Jordan Peterson clean your room stuff, that's all gone, bro. They don't talk about cleaning your room. Now all the right-wing conservatives just convince their people to hate society. They, like Charlie Kirk, they convince all these white boys to want a society where they win by default. It's nothing about being successful in the modern era. It's like we should go back in time, so we have to be at the top.
The gamer to right-wing pipeline?
Yep, gamers, especially the gamer wars, they say, for sure.
Well, I just wanted to call the shit on that other caller, but I appreciate you taking my call, and I just found your channel, and I love what you're talking about, so I just donated.
You found it today?
Yeah.
All right. Also, yeah. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you everyone for dropping likes here. And definitely join our Discord. I always hop in Discord after the stream's over, so we usually hang out. It depends on how many people are in there, but It's
right,
not a
well-
huge Discord, but we're trying to get it going. Yeah, but thank you for the call.
Yep. All right. Bye.
All right, see you. Wow. What a nice conversation. Someone donated. Okay, so I'm sorry. People usually, now my rule is if you want to call into the stream, you need to donate $10 with your first name and your phone number to Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal to Jolah Politics. That's also my preferred places for getting donations if you're just trying to donate to the stream. If you want to send a super chat, I prefer doing it through Coffee. It says the message out loud, so that's super entertaining. But also YouTube works fine for that too. But if you want to call into the show, usually I do PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App only. But I saw someone donate $20, and I'm trying to find their name. But you have to send your area code at least, so I know. Or send me a text saying that you're that person that donated that money. Send your YouTube name in a text message, and I'll take your call. Who was that again? Thank you, Android. Love you, Jolah. Keep it up, sir. Thank you. Gamers are pretty degenerate. True. Please drop a like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, text me your name. Who is that? You have to pay to debate. This is definitely rigged. No, you don't have to pay to debate. You have to pay if you want to jump ahead of line. Strange and bizarre. Strange and bizarre. Text that number your YouTube name, and or put your area code in chat so I know which one you are. Because you sent $22, so I feel bad. Are you still here? Anyone see him? Anyone see him around? Daily dose of propaganda. Thank you. Yes, we do propaganda here. It was me. But yeah, send your YouTube name to the text it to the number on screen, or send your area code. I have to have one of those two things. Send your area code. Why did I block you? I did not block you. I can see your message. Come on, Strange. I need something. I need some life out here. We gotta keep the show going, Strange. Come on, Strange. Come on, Strange. The last caller? No. Oh. Wait, did Strange say that? I am super effing MAGA. Would you ever debate Charlie Kirk or Candace Owens? Well, no, because I don't have a platform. They only debate famous people because they want more views. He just sent another dono. I know. Okay, I could see his name. I need him to send me his name on text so I know what number is calling. Or is he in the Discord? I'm confused. I don't know what number he is. I have no way to know that. No, not that guy. The other guy. Strange. Where's it at? You should not burn Teslas. Do not burn Teslas. Just laugh at people that have Teslas. Go, haha, you're cringe. You're stupid. Strange, you're not coming through. Thank you.
Hey, Jonah, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing good. First off, I did vote Trump and stuff like that, but I just want to just come on here and just prove that we can have a good conversation on both sides, no matter what, you know, and just find some common ground, you know, because I think that's what we really need in this country is just common ground between both aisles. Being, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Usually people that call into this show are very skewed to being insane because it's a call-in show on YouTube Shorts. So usually, I mean, that's not going to get the best people that want to have like real conversations where people don't have an agenda. But I'm from a very humble background, so I always love having actual talks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was listening to that other guy. I was like, man, he is just representing in the wrong way, and he just sounds like a freaking child. It's like, grow up. It's like, are you 22 or are you freaking 11? You know?
See, that's hard for me though, because as someone who's now, I wouldn't say I'm like a public figure on here until you're probably 50,000 subscribers. You can start saying that, but I have a decent enough audience where I'm like, you see the MAGA commenters in chat, and by MAGA I mean like
Yeah.
insane internet people, and it's like, well, they're gonna be like, yeah, this guy's awesome just because they agree with them. But I have to remember that
Yeah.
anyone that's even somewhat reasonable looks at that conversation and they're like, yeah, that guy's freaking insane right now. Like I'm just like, okay, let's talk about the how can we be like respectful of other people, and the guy's just reciting just like whatever
Absolutely.
culture war topics he heard about on social media. So
Yeah, and also I saw the USA did some great stuff. I thought they did some bad stuff. I wish they didn't completely shut down the department altogether. I wish they cut some of the fat and made it more efficient for all of us, so they could still provide, services across the world. But I think every company has has some fat it needs to cut. I think like drastic.
wow, that's actually the
drastic,
only the first reasonable take a Trump voter has had about any of this. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
USAID, you could disagree with it, but also that's why Congress is supposed to do it, not the executive, when it comes to changing the laws
Yeah.
or killing agencies. And also, yeah, you could have different ways to do it. You don't need to kill the departments.
Absolutely. Also, I have criticism of Zelensky and Putin. I have some appraisals of Zelensky and Putin as well. And I don't think like one is like a freaking. I think they're both corrupt. Okay. I mean, what Putin's done to Pussy Riot, when they protested and now they're in prison for the rest of their lives, I think that's absolutely horrible.
Well, just another
I
thing.
think it was good. Yeah.
Just like really quick, Putin also, like, Russia shoots their own soldiers. Russia traffics kids. Putin is a terrible dictator where they killed everyone in Russia that was against Putin. And like, if you go vote in Russia, they have a gun to your head to make sure you vote for Putin. So,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, so like Putin is a million times worse than Zelensky. There's a reason, like, Ukraine is still corrupt, but that's part of being in Eastern Europe. It's hard to not be corrupt when you're part of a former Soviet Union, essentially, or you were. And they are a million times more free than Russia, though. So I mean, that's what the big issue is, especially because like Trump calls Zelensky a dictator. He would not even call Putin a dictator. Like, he was super preferential to Putin in all of his language, which is really bad for me. But even saying they're like the same, I have an issue with. But if you're gonna say like Putin's like, I mean, in my opinion, Putin is closer to Hitler than a normal leader, and then Zelensky is just like a semi-corrupt leader of an extremely corrupt like country that's still a million times better than Russia. And they want to be moving to the West to leave corruption. They want to join NATO to leave corruption. They want to get away from Russia. So yeah, just to have that said.
Yeah, and if I may display some criticism I have of Zelensky, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Would that be okay? Yeah, absolutely. So when Zelensky, so I'm an Eastern Orthodox Christian, and I believe that having grace is the most important thing, especially talk to other people who don't agree with you, and really just having a spirit of understanding and love, coming across the board, stuff like that. So one thing that really upset me that Zelensky did, besides abducting people, and we can talk about that some other time. When he presented an icon of the Theotokos. Theotokos is just Greek for Mother of God. It's just a title. And Mary's holding, it's a icon of Mary holding Jesus, but Jesus is not in the picture. It's just a void and stuff like that. So and even pissed off the Pope too. If you look back at it, I believe there's like an article about it. But that's some disagreements I have with Zelensky and stuff like that. I think what he did was pretty blasphemous. And and again, when you're a national leader and stuff like that, you try to like present gifts or something like that, and it can definitely come off the wrong way.
Are you familiar with the intention behind it? With the intention behind that, like art piece?
Yeah, absolutely. It was to represent that. It was to represent all the missing children in Ukraine from the war.
And just the suffering. Yeah, the children lost to war and showing deep mourning, like if Jesus lost, or if Mary lost her son, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't think you should have took Christ out of the icon and stuff like that.
Okay, so like one thing that they so the only criticism of Zelensky is a piece of symbolism that it's like, okay, well, an artist made it and it was just a show, something that was going on in the country. It was not intentionally. Well, okay, so if you're America, if we were getting invaded, any country would do that if they're getting invaded. What every country would not do is steal kids, traffic kids, and shoot their own soldiers like Russia does. So like Russia's purposely putting people, when they say meat grinder, Russia's actually doing that intentionally, because they could just stop invading. But they have a lot of people, they have a lot of infantry, they don't really care, and they pull from the poorest areas of Russia and force them into the military. So like Russia, it's just when I see the president equating them or even giving preference to Russia, it really bothers me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Having praise for a dictator, either it's Ukraine or Russia, that's just no bono. We really have to be critical about what these world leaders do.
Well, Ukraine's not a dictatorship though. Like Zelensky's not a dictator.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of going that direction. Like just a domino effect. It might turn into that like 50 years from now. We just had to really sit back and see what's happening and stuff like that.
Well, the Zelensky thing that people need to look at, the parliamentary in Ukraine, according to their constitution, they cannot hold elections right now, and it's not secure enough to hold elections. There would be interference. There would be Russian soldiers, especially they would not be able to vote in most of Ukraine. That's in the war zone, essentially. Yeah. And parts are occupied, so they cannot have elections now at all. There's no chance for it, and that's why they probably they wrote it into their constitution, because of Russia being right there. But when Trump says he's a dictator, it's like, no, like even the opposition party in Ukraine agrees that, most of the opposition party, there's some a little bit wild people, but saying he's a dictator is also just a little crazy.
And another thing that I actually disagree with is Zelensky and stuff like that, and not many people know this at all, but right now he has outlawed the Ukrainian Orthodox Church and is replacing it with his own church. I read a letter from an Orthodox metropolitan actually going in detail about it. So right now we have very ancient holy Ukrainian Orthodox sites actually being defaced and having profanity written on it, and they're actually priests being on house arrest and being taken away from their parishes. And there are actually holy relics, and you can actually look this up, that are being put in museums and stuff like that. So that's
there's the Orthodox Church of Ukraine, but the Russian Orthodox Church was the issue, and why they went against the Moscow part of the Ukraine Orthodox Church. And they did see Russian sympathizers in there that were agents. So I understand, again, a country being invaded at an existential threat, they're killing and raping your people and kids. Like all that stuff is completely understand. I mean, if we judge them for that, I feel like we're just being hypocritical.
But still, to take holy relics and holy things from these sacred places and defacing them, and to actually putting these monks on house arrest and taking them from the monasteries, I think we both can agree that's just not a good thing to be doing, I
need to know, again, like we went into the Middle East and did far. America's doing far worse now. America is in like no way to judge any country, because even when we're not at war, we are doing that to countries. And it's like, I understand, like, especially if there's propaganda and you're in a country that's being invaded and you've been torn apart by being next to Russia. The reason Ukraine cannot succeed economically, they'd be closer to what Poland is at. They have a lot of resources, but Russia is the reason, because they keep on infringing, they keep on violating ceasefires and everything. So my big thing is just like when Trump is like attacking Canada, attacking Mexico, attacking the EU, attacking Panama, and he's giving preference to Russia. And he wants to open up more trade with Russia and have less trade with Canada. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Are there good things, and are there any good things that you've seen Trump do that do you agree with? It was just one thing.
Okay, I'll go through my list really quick. So in the first presidency, the First Step Act was fine. The USMCA was fine. Okay, so those are the 2 points I usually bring up for the first time. And he was a lot less anti-gay the first time around. Now this time we're starting, and this was not included in the campaign. Well, he never ran. I care a lot about healthcare. He never ran on healthcare. He probably wants to kill the ACA again. He tried cutting Social Security in all of his budgets the first time around. Right now, Social Security is missing payments for the first time in its history because he's letting Doge do whatever they want to do. Letting our government sensitive information. Like Elon Musk was just briefed today by the Pentagon on Chinese relations, or like on a possible war with China, and he's entrenched in the Communist Chinese Party. Musk is. It's so dangerous to have him getting Pentagon briefs on our private secret military operations for a possible war with China. That's insane. A private citizen paying his way into the Oval Office essentially as like as the real vice president. I don't even see JD Vance, honestly. I never see him. I see only Elon Musk. But yeah, saying Canada's an enemy, saying Mexico and Canada, saying the trade deal sucks that he signed, having to tariff them, saying he's going to take Greenland, telling Canada he wants to restructure the borders and possibly invade and take Alberta or whatever. On the trade wars, the tariffs are bad for the economy. We can talk about tariffs too if you want. His policy on DEI is like, if you're a federal worker right now, you can't even think about DEI or diversity, or they try to ban you from saying that. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. I'm not gonna say your full name. Thank you for $10 donation on PayPal. Thank you. But yeah,
what a guy!
You can try to tell me. Yeah, thank you for the $10 donation. Thank you so much for helping. He just said Ukraine. But yeah, you can try to convince me if you saw stuff he did that's good so far.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, hey, people heard you on stream. At least praise at least one thing. So put that on the shorts. But anyways, I got to get going to do karaoke at my buddy's thing. But it was wonderful talking to you, and I hope I
appreciate the talk.
Hope I was able to show you that not everybody is unhinged, and you can have a good conversation.
Okay, I do appreciate it. Do you know what song you're gonna sing for karaoke?
Oh yeah, Can't Help Falling in Love, man. I got the voice of it.
All right. Well, best of luck karaoke. Hope you have a good time, man. Thank you for the call.
One more question though. Do you do karaoke?
I cannot say I do karaoke. I do a freestyle rap on stream sometimes if people are getting annoying.
Oh hell yeah.
Which is
if you ever
even
do
worse
decide
somehow.
to do karaoke, if you ever do decide to do karaoke and you think that I'm not gonna do it, just remember, in karaoke you can sound like a dying walrus and they'll still clap for you.
All right, great advice. I'll do karaoke at 100,000 subscribers someday. Someone can clip that.
Hell yeah, I'll be there, dude.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Hope to see you on the channel. Thank you for the call, man. Have a good night. Good luck.
Absolutely. Bye.
I gotta go do karaoke. That's a... Oh my god. Oh man. Thank you guys for all the donations. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes. Channel memberships, of course. Let's see what we got here. I might do my halftime right now, guys. I might do my halftime. For those of you who are new to the channel, here's the Discord first off. You can join the Discord. Thank you for dropping a like. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Are we at 24,000 yet? I don't know if we're at 24,000. I'm not sure. So for halftime in my stream, I have a YouTube Shorts stream running and a horizontal stream. So there's two of them. Yeah, I'll have to stream karaoke. Sure, Teresa. Sure, I'm gonna stream karaoke. I basically do karaoke on stream. Okay, I do way worse than karaoke. There's two streams, one shorts and one regular, both on the same channel. This Jolah Talks Politics. At halftime of my streams, I usually do my first half on one YouTube Shorts and then my second half on another because I take a break and get a snack. I watch a video to rest my voice for a second. So I'm going to, you call into the show on the Google Short number or the YouTube Shorts number. I am going to end the YouTube Shorts stream, okay? I'm going to direct you to the horizontal stream. And then in like 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to open up a new YouTube Shorts stream for another hour and a half. Okay, and then anyone that wants to call in can call in once I reopen the YouTube Short stream if you want to call in. Okay, guys? So, thank you. Thank you for all the donations, guys. Thank you so much. I have to update the goal, the stream goal. The stream goal is at $70 now, I think. Wait, no, it's at 60. The stream goal is at $60 now out of 125. Thank you. That's just that. It's an ambitious goal. Always got to be ambitious. All right, see you guys in the other stream. Here you go. Would you date a trans? 5 minutes. It's gonna be 5 minutes. Would you date a trans? Wow. I'm ending vertical. I am ending vertical. It's how the algorithm works, bro. It's not my choice. Go to the horizontal stream. There's 2 streams on the channel. Go to the horizontal. Yeah, shorts, go. Everyone from shorts, go to horizontal. Then I'll start a new shorts at 12:30, okay? In 6 minutes at 12:30. Thank you, guys. Diversity is not what we want. Ew. Okay. I'll be right back on shorts. Remember, 12:30, it'll be open again. But go to the horizontal for now. It should take you there automatically, too. Okay. Thank you.